Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Closer.
Literally. Literally.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house.
Let's get it together.
Rabbits in the house.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house.
Come on, get it together.
Rabbits in the house. 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 Rabbits
You
in
better
the
get it together. We gon' get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits
Get
in
it
the
together.
house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits
You
in
better
the
get it
house.
together. We gon' get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Get together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Closer.
Literally. Literally.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Let's get it together.
Rabbits in the house.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house.
Let's get it together.
Rabbits in the house.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house.
Come on, get it together.
Rabbits in the house. 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 Rabbits
Get
in
it
the
together.
house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits
You
in
better
the
get it together. We gon' get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Get together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Closer.
Lyrics.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Hold on. I can't see myself. I can't see myself. Hold on. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Oh. Let me find. Oh, there I go. There I go. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. I'm here. Roll Rich. Oh, I'm like, what? Shout out to the chat. I'm here, man. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. And shout out to the gifted memberships. I just gifted out 10 memberships. I just gifted out 10 memberships, man. Let me see. I just gifted out 10 memberships. Barbie Girl Tina's Matrix was gifted a membership. Simpin' Ain't Easy was gifted a membership. Everfrost was gifted a membership. Cache was gifted a membership. K20 EP1 was gifted a membership. George Smith was gifted a membership. Flying Low, Ghostface Killer, 901 Reacts. Scammers, Scoundrels, and Scallywags was all gifted a membership by Sis Got a Wrench. You're welcome. What can I say except you're welcome? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. We are here on another one. Let me first I need to. Okay, I don't need to do that now. All right. We are on a continuation, episode 14. We are on episode 14 of the Tiffany Henyard and the Dolton Trustees saga. The Tiffany Henyard and the Dolton Trustees saga. Today, we are going to continue. We are still in October of 2021, continuing till we catch up to present day. It seems like some stuff been going on, and we're starting to see changes in attitude. We're starting to see a lot of the drama's coming. Some of the stuff that we've been seeing is starting to develop. So we're watching it as it develops, and it's very interesting. Very interesting. They had a long meeting, the last one we saw. These meetings are not going to be too long. So today, we're actually going to go over 3 meetings because 2 of them was so short that I was like, wow. 2 of them was so short that something must have happened. Something must have happened because those meetings were so short. I'm talking about less than 20 minutes long. Is that a meeting that's less than 20 minutes long? Well, that's odd. I wasn't expecting that. So we're gonna check that out to see exactly what's that about. What's that about? If you're just coming in, please hit the like button. Yvonne May, Uncle L, KTC, J motherfucking Dub, Roll Rich, Heck Money, See who all in here, man. D Grant, T, Bobby Girl, Tina's Matrix. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Steve A. You go down. TP the Perspective. What up, TP? Is it one of these after the last meeting? So after the last meeting, the 4-hour meeting. Hold on. Let me give y'all some insight. Let me get my information so that y'all can get a good understanding of where we are. So continuing from episode 13, we are now at episode 14. We are at episode 14, and it's continuing from episode 13 was October 18th. Now, they had a next meeting on October 21st. And that meeting was a special board meeting, and it only lasted 17 minutes. The next meetings they had after that, they had a public works committee meeting, they had a finance committee meeting, they had a fire committee meeting, and then they had another special board meeting that only lasted 7 minutes. And then finally on November 1st, 2021, they had a regular board meeting. So we're going to see the special board meeting on October 21st. And then we're going to see the other special board meeting on October 31st. And then we're going to see the actual meeting, the regular meeting that will be on November 1st. But in between that time, there was a Public Works Committee meeting, there was a Finance Committee meeting, and there was a Fire Committee meeting. The thing about those meetings is everybody's not involved. So Steve's is the head of Public Works. So it's usually Steve and the Public Works people that's in that meeting. House is over finance. It's usually him and the people that's part of the finance committee that's in there. Belchard is over the fire committee. It's her and the fire people that's usually in those meetings. So if you want to see a meeting with all of the trustees, all of them exercising their power, you would have to see that at a board meeting. So at any of the other meetings, you might see some trustees, but not all, because all of them are not qualified for those meetings. For instance, Ms. Belchard is not on the finance committee. Miss Brittany Norwood is not on the fire committee. So certain things you're not going to see them because they're just a regular citizen when it comes to that part. So that's why I mainly focus on the board meetings where all of them are there together exercising their power. So where we're going to start is it's going to be a 17-minute special board meeting. It says, and the mayor appoint committees? No. Well, yes, absolutely. Yes. Sorry. For a second there, I thought you was talking about the meetings. The mayor appoints committees. If you remember in our first couple episodes, Tiffany Henyard assigned each one of these trustees to a committee. She gave them the positions. So she gave Kiana Belcher position over the fire committee. She gave Holmes position over public safety. She gave Steve's position over public works. So ultimately, in the beginning, she gave them position. DGD, salute to you. Mrs. Baker, Bernard 98. What's up, man? Thank you guys for pulling up. Thank you for pulling up. We're going to get this started, man. We're going to get this started. So, going to October 21st. October 21st. All right, hold on. What is this nonsense? Oh, here you go. What does it say? What is this?
We are.
All right, let's get ready. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Um, let me. Do I not have the call-in number up here? Because I would like anybody that would like to add to some of this stuff to call in. People might not want to hit the link, but I'm sure there's some people with some. I'm sure there's some people with some opinions, and I don't mind hearing opinions, even if I don't share them. You're welcome, scammers, scoundrels, and scallywags. She talk, she talk, she talk. You are welcome. Yeah, I don't mind hearing some opinions. I might not have any feedback, but I will definitely have the line open for anybody who wants to voice an opinion. I might not have a response to your opinion. I'll open the floor for anybody to freely give their opinion without me really having any feedback. So whether I agree or disagree, if anybody wants to chime in, the hotline is available. The number is at the top of the screen. Oh. All right, without any further ado, this is the first special board meeting. We have 3 meetings to go. 2 of them are extremely short, and one of them is about an hour and a half. So pretty much the same amount of time. So let's go. Let's do it. Let me move myself.
A few more seconds, we'll be live. So I'll give you the thumbs up.
All right.
You must not know. You live already, bro. My mans, you live already, bro.
We are live, Madam Mayor.
All right. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Today, I would like to call to order the special board meeting via Zoom live stream on YouTube, Thursday, October 21st. The time is 5:35 p.m. Can you call the roll, Medina?
They're still trying to pinpoint why and how to fix it.
You gotta unmute your tablet.
Update Sports residents continue to wait.
Okay. 1 second.
Yes, my mom and dad.
Okay. Yes, yes. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Trustee Belcher.
Okay, remember the clerk in the last meeting said that she's not gonna be available because she's gonna be on vacation and out of town or whatever. So they had to find a replacement to take the minutes and call the roll. So the voice we're hearing is whoever's the replacement is for that day.
Okay. Yes, yes. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Trustee Belcher.
No. Trustee Belcher, present? No.
We can't hear you now, I don't think.
I don't hear her. I don't hear. Hello? Oh, man.
Okay, hold on
Oh,
1 second,
man.
everyone. Let me.
God. Can we get the regular clerk back? This one don't know what they doing, bro. Can we get back the regular clerk? Because this one right here. Listen, in all the meetings I seen, I ain't had this kind of hiccup, man. What's going on? She don't know what she doing? It sounds like she's just moving on to the next one. And I'm like, I didn't hear nobody answer. Like,
Help her.
help her.
Okay, hold on 1 second, everyone. Let me help her.
Help her, man. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. We got some. They having some technical difficulties right now. They having a couple hiccups. Please be patient. Please be patient as they get through these little hurdles, ladies and gentlemen. They got a couple obstacles they're trying to get through. Please be patient as we try to figure this out. Oh man. Yeah, let me see if I can skip some of this.
Madam Mayor.
Fine, you're done.
Okay.
Okay.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mayor.
Ontario, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you fine. You're
Sis
good.
can hear you, sir.
Okay,
Ma'am.
so I'm gonna let her use mine so she can call the roll. So,
Okay.
All right, lady.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Trustee Belcher? Not present.
Not
No
present.
answer. Trustee Brown?
Trustee Brown? Not present.
No answer, not present. Trustee Holmes?
Trustee Holmes? Aye.
Present.
Thank you. Present. Trustee House?
Trustee House? Not
No
present.
answer, not
Mhm,
present.
mhm.
Trustee Norwood?
Trustee Norwood? Not present. Mhm,
No
mhm.
answer, not present.
Trustee Steves?
Trustee Steve?
Not present. Are you surprised? Did you not know they would do this? Did you not know if one don't show up, all gonna show up? Is that not a pattern by now that you can tell when they mad at her, they all do the same thing? We can't predict that now? Can we predict that if they get into an argument or something that the other trustees might not show up for the next meeting? Can we predict that? Is that fair to say? Is that fair to say that when they mad, they don't show up to the meetings and don't get the job done for the people? And then we got people that might think that's okay because they justified in why they mad, but they ain't justified in messing and fucking over the people. But I know that I can predict this shit, and this ain't right. Because whenever they mad about personal issues, work cannot be done. Work cannot be done. Well, I'm mad, so I'm staying home and I'm not going to show up to this meeting that's going to have something to do with something for the city that has something to do with importance of moving along the government. Fuck that. That bitch needs to know who she fucking with. Like, that's the attitude that they have, man. That is the attitude that they have. This is right after the Chris issue. But the Chris issue ain't theirs. Doesn't matter what the issue is. You're supposed to come to do the work for the people. They've letting personal issues stop them from working for the people. While under the guise of, we just want to be fair to the people. How are you fair to the people when you stop them from getting services done because you mad about something? Right.
No answer, not present. There is no quorum, Madam Mayor.
No
all right,
quorum.
thank you.
Now we understand why this meeting was so short. Oh, this is why the meeting is so short. Because the trustees refusing to show up.
Okay, so just moving forward,
For anybody who didn't see the live last week, it was already discussed that this meeting was going to take place in the last meeting. Hence why the clerk said she was not going to be here. She's on vacation. Everybody knew about this meeting, including the people that watched my live last week or yesterday or whenever. Anybody that seen my live yesterday, they heard. Everybody knew about this meeting today. Everybody knew about it. Because even the clerk pointed out to say, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be on vacation. And the mayor responded and said, I will find you a replacement. So there is nobody that was on that panel that didn't know this meeting was taking place. They just ain't come. They just refuse to come. Period. It don't matter the reason. Because they didn't show up to something that they knew was taking place. Period. That's all there is to it.
don't have a quorum to host a special board meeting. So I will turn this into a town hall meeting and we will go over the reason for the meeting and why it's important that we should have taken care of the business at hand for the residents of Dolton. What's on the agenda before I start?
Because at the end of the day, to have the meeting is going to determine whether or not we move forward or not. So even if you don't agree with something, you're supposed to show up at the meeting so that we can settle it and move past it. But when you don't show up at the meeting, you postpone and delay government business. Only people that I've been seeing doing that is the trustees. The trustees willfully delay government business because they in their feelings. Courtney Peach, what's up? Roll Tight Gaming, what up, bro? Deliberately hold up government proceedings. Everybody knew about this meeting today. Why they ain't come? They could have came. Salute, bro. They could have came and be like, I don't agree with none of that stuff. They could have came and did that. No, they want to make sure that she doesn't have a quorum. This way, that the stuff doesn't even get to be moved forward. You don't even get to move forward. It gets kicked down the road, and now we got to go over the same nonsense. And they like, yeah, bitch. You want to piss us off? You want to piss us off, bitch? Yeah. Now you don't got a quorum. Yeah. Now, yeah. Keep fucking with us. Like, that's not how you deal with government, bro. That's how niggers deal with shit. That's how niggas deal with shit in the streets. This is what they doing with government. They playing politics with the people, bro. And they ain't trying to get the business done. Unfuckwittable.
I will do a prayer for Dog, and I'll do it for us. If you can't bow your heads for 1 minute, business at hands for the Russian board meeting.
I'm going to just let her talk and say what she got to say, because right now this just turned into a town hall meeting. So she's going to explain to the people what this meeting was supposed to be about and all that so that we can get an idea, because clearly they're spiting her. They're spiting her, and the people got to pay for that shit. So
I will turn this into a town hall meeting, and we will go over the reason for the meeting and why it's important that we should have taken care of the business at hands for the residents of Dolton. What's on the agenda? Before I start, I will do a prayer for Dog, and I'll do it for us. If you can't bow your heads for 1 minute. Lord, please shield Dolton from all the hatred, all the haters, all the issues that's going on within people that don't want to see Dolton grow. Please continue to protect myself, my family, all my loved ones, the residents of Dolton, and especially my department heads. I want to thank you for.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Anytime you put haters in your prayer, just throw the whole prayer away. You feel me? Listen, let me tell you something, black people. Anytime you pray and you add haters in your prayer, just throw the prayer away, bro. Just crumble the prayer up and throw the shit in the garbage, bro. Lord, please don't let my haters get the best of me. Like, what the fuck is we doing here? Your haters? Really? You praying to God about haters? This what the fuck we doing? This what the fuck we doing? We praying to God about haters? Like, Lord, and I know these haters is this what we do. Like, this why I don't play with people like, yeah, I'll be taking God for a joke, nigga. Lord, please forgive all these haters.
Shield Dolton. On the agenda, before I start, I will do a prayer for Dog, and I'll do it for us. If you can't bow your heads for 1 minute. Lord, please shield Dolton from all the hatred, all the haters, all the issues that's going on within people that don't want to see Dolton grow. Please continue to protect myself, my family, all my loved ones, the residents of Dolton, and especially my department heads. I want to thank you for just giving me the vision to do your will, and I promise to see it through. I won't give up, I won't give in, and I will be strong and victorious in the end. So thank you, Lord, for just protecting me. Amen.
God damn, nigga. Thank you, Lord, for showing me that these haters is out to get me. Thank you, Lord, for keeping all these fuck niggas far away from me. Thank you, Lord, for making me able to see all the snakes in the grass. That's why I keep my grass cut low, Lord. Thank you for showing me the signs that these bitch-ass niggas is fake. Amen. Like, what the fuck? And I want you to continue blessing me with the wherewithal and the wisdom to see these bitch niggas. Like, hey, bro, this some hood shit, bro. I swear.
Okay, so the reason for this meeting was to put the properties back on the tax roll. As you know, I've always advocated and always stated that we need to get control of our vacant properties here in town.
All right, so we all know why they ain't show up. Because they didn't want to go along with this. But what are they supposed to do, y'all? They supposed to have the special board meeting and they're gonna vote. But this is something that Tiffany wants and they don't want it. So what do? They not show up at all. They didn't show up at all. We all know what this was. This is about the vacant property. They supposed to come, they supposed to show up to the meeting and just, if you don't want to vote for it, show up to the meeting and vote your vote. They said, nah, we're not even going to show up, which is going to force you to not even be able to do nothing. How about that? These people don't deserve to be in no government, bro. None of them. None of them. Look what they willing to do.
As you know, we have over 400 vacancies. That includes vacant land, commercial, industrial, and also vacant homes. We have several vacant homes that's in need of major attention and repair. And I was urging my board of trustees to come and let's go after the vacant properties through the scavenger sale. The scavenger sale is being held now. It will be held, I think the date is in November. And I'm gonna let the attorney speak, but I just want to do this intro real quick. Today is the last day to actually put the properties up.
So you see why they didn't show up? Now think about this, y'all. Today is the last day. Think about this. Today is the last day to put the properties up. They don't want to vote on it, right? So what do they do so that they don't have to, because they would have to really come there and vote down no on that shit in front of everybody on the last day. On the last day, they really got to come here and vote no on that shit in front of everybody. So what do? They don't show up on the deadline. So whether they voted or not, it's too late. Damn, the deadline was yesterday. Damn. I was going to vote. Yes, I was actually going to vote for that shit. Damn. Oh, but it's too late now. The deadline was yesterday. Womp womp. And that's fucked up. That's not cool. They don't show up on the deadline. This way, whether they wanted to vote or not, if they're not here, they missed today, they're not going to be able to do it. This way, they can't say, well, I didn't vote it down. Well, I was going to vote on it, but the deadline passed. You know what I'm saying? So you don't show up on the last day. This way, you don't even have to say you didn't vote. Oh, what you mean? I never even got a chance to vote. But you didn't want it anyway. So you made sure not to show up on the last day. This way, it can't happen. Period. Whether you voted or not, it's not going to be able to happen because you made sure they missed the deadline. This what they've been doing to her. And whoever don't see it don't want to see it. It is what it is.
For the county for approval. So that's why we had a special board meeting so we can vote on this, so we can go and do a one grab of properties. So now we have vacants that we will put back on the tax roll as relates to getting tax dollars for our residents. I thought it was important that we passed the ordinance for the no cash bid, taking advantage of this small window of opportunity that the county is giving us in other municipalities to get vacant properties for free before the taxes are sold.
Why don't you want to do that? Why not? Doesn't that benefit the city? Isn't that a positive thing? Why you don't want to do it?
That will put the vacant properties back on the tax roll and reduce taxes to our residents. The properties will go up for sale. If we don't take them, then someone will buy them and we won't know what they would do with them or if they would do anything with the property.
Now, what if these trustees with these outside business ventures have plans for some of those vacant properties. Because why else would you not let the city get the properties and leave it open for any random businessman to now be able to buy those properties unless one of those businessmen is associated with you? Because I need to understand why you wouldn't allow something for the city that's going to make the city money and leave it open so that any random motherfucker could just come in and buy it. She's trying to regulate it so that the city can own it and then people got to buy it from the city. You like, nah. No. I want to leave it to where any random person could come in and buy those properties probably for the cheap. And the city don't even know what they're going to do with it. Why would you push for that? Unless you wanted to buy one of them properties. Why would you push for that? How does that benefit the city, nigga? That might benefit an individual business owner, but that don't benefit the city. It actually benefits the city to own those properties and people got to come to the city for it. No. Tell me I'm not making sense or something so I feel like maybe I'm bugging. Maybe I'm crazy. Because stuff got to make sense to me.
Half the time people do buy these properties and then they still sit there in our communities and they become an eyesore. So what my goal was to take the blighted housing stock and put it back on the tax roll. So now the residents no longer had issues with living next door to a vacant property, which become a nuisance to many, creating sometimes squatters and also animals that lives in properties. And not only that, just the tear down of the vacant property. My goal and my plan as mayor is to move Dolton forward regardless of all the issues that we face in this issues with the town. I thought that it was imperative that we actually took a stance today and we showed unity amongst each other instead of all this division that goes on. Everyone needs to understand we must do something now as it relates to our vacant property. Otherwise, it will continue to sit there. We will continue to get complaints and we continue to not receive tax revenue for those properties.
Now imagine if the trustees was to show up, the trustees would literally have to explain to some of the people why they're gonna allow these properties to stay vacant. And when they don't show up, they don't gotta explain. They don't gotta explain. Deadline has already passed. There's nothing to talk about. Well, there's nothing to discuss because the deadline already passed. So what are we talking about? Well, the deadline already passed. So shit, ain't nothing to discuss. Like, they don't get to have. And as we can see, the trustees who ran on transparency, every time they about to do some questionable shit, they don't never want to speak on it. Belcher did it and House did it. Belcher did it and House did it. Anytime they come up with a decision that's questionable, they don't want to explain why. I watched them do it. But when they trying to question Tiffany, they be like, well, you know, I just want to be transparent with the people. Well, why you wasn't transparent with the people when Tiffany asked you to explain why you was trying to give somebody some free money? Could you explain to the people exactly why you chose to make the decision? Well, we spoke about it in private, so I said what I said. What? That's what House did. And they be talking about transparency. So clearly, they not transparent when they feel like not being transparent. That's just a fact. Because I've seen him and Belcher refuse to be transparent when it's time to speak on something that they wanted to do. Go back to the episodes if you don't believe me. If anybody ain't see the episodes, because they there. I'll be documenting this stuff. They there. He did that, she did that. But they always confront her with transparency, and these people ain't transparent. Trust me, I've seen it.
As it relates to our vacant property. Otherwise, it will continue to sit there. We will continue to get complaints and we continue to not receive tax revenue for those properties. I'm going to give the floor to our attorney so he can explain to you guys the process of how this would have worked if we would have went ahead and done it. If you are a tax buyer and you at the scavenger center, you're purchasing any of the properties that's listed, basically what we can do or what I could have done as mayor is went in and said, we're gonna do a no cash bid for that parcel. That parcel would have then came up under the village, and we would have had stock of inventories to sell to residents / investors in town to beautify Dolton. My goal is still to do so. I will not give up on trying to make sure we get our vacant properties back on the tax roll. So I want to give the floor to our attorney. Vallado, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight was the first step in the process to um, uh, ask permission of the Cook County Commissioners to allow the Village of Dolton to acquire title to properties that were listed in the proposed ordinance. This is a process that starts with the village board adopting the ordinance. The ordinance included the addresses and PIN numbers for the properties that the village had an interest in acquiring. And then once this ordinance was passed, a certified copy was required to be submitted to along with a cover letter to the commissioners by the deadline to have it ready for them to take action on. And once the commissioners, and then once that's done, then there's title search that would need to be done. There would also be an application for scavenger sale would need to be completed, along with some other information that would need to be submitted as part of this complete packet to the commissioners. And they would take action, approve the packet if they felt it was in the best interest of the community, and then allow the village to proceed at the scavenger sale. There's a statute. The process is laid out in Illinois tax code, and if the village was successful through this process, they would receive a tax deed for any of the properties that are listed. And on that list, there's 41 properties. There's vacant properties, vacant land. There's residential parcels, as well as commercial and industrial. And so there is, though, a restriction on occupied properties, so we would have to work that out through this process. So that's just kind of a general overview. If you have specific question, I'll entertain them at this time, Mayor.
Okay. And then just for the record, we was only going after all vacant properties. So the properties that we do have here, we don't have any properties that had anybody in them. They're either A, boarded up, or B, got a tree growing in it, or a house of raccoons. And also for the commercial properties, they've been there over several years. So my goal was to basically shed some light onto those blighted areas throughout Dolton and start rebuilding. I thought it was smart to basically go that route because right now we're grabbing the low hanging fruit, which was through the scavenger sale.
And I don't see why not, man. I'm telling you, personal investments be swaying the decisions of these trustees, man. I remember when Belcher had to recuse herself from a vote because she worked for one of the people that got invested interest in some of the properties that they was talking about. And I'm like, you see, there's a lot of conflict of interest when you're looking with the trustees, man. There's a lot of conflict of interest when it comes to the trustees. Now, I see everybody pointing out the mayor's conflict of interest. Whereas if you in a town and you the mayor and you hiring people in the town who used to be people, there's going to be people who was in positions before that's in different positions now. And maybe you can make a case for that, but in government, that's how the fuck that worked, right? In government, that's how that worked. People would be in position in the police department, in a corporation, and next you know end up in a position in politics. These things happen. But the trustees now, they have their one position in politics and then they got other little business ventures. And we don't get to know about them because they're not on display like how a mayor would be on display. But you start learning like, yo, y'all got a little invested interest in some of these stuff, man. You guys, for instance, Belcher is cool with a club owner that she was complaining about the paint being painted on the sidewalk. Come to find out she's cool with the club owner over there. And these little things be like,
The other time we have to go out to each parcel separately and try to taint each property. But we will have a plan since this is not working out. And I just want the residents to understand and see that I am here as your mayor, as your leader, and I'm still pushing forward with the agenda of the people, which is to fix the issues. And the vacant property was the major one from when I was door knocking and walking. I think that anybody got elected to do the same thing that I do should have been present for this board meeting. And it's a shame that people will go around and put a show on for things that doesn't matter. And this what matters to the people. And this is so important. We should have took control of this and took advantage of this while we had the opportunity. Remember this, opportunity knocks one. When opportunities knock, you got to either open the door or get left behind. And I refuse to let Dolton get left behind because of people's unwillingness to make sure we move forward and take care of the business at hand, and that's Dolton residents. Trustee Holmes, do you have anything?
just hoping and wishing that we can all come together and help the residents of Dolton. I mean, it's going to help, especially with putting it back on the taxes. I mean, I'm quite sure Cook County is not steering us in the wrong direction with what we're trying to do, and we all be on the same page to develop Dolton.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. So with that being said, we're going to conclude. I just wanted to show up for the residents that was here for this special board meeting, and I will give you another plan and have another meeting next week as it relates to our next steps to making sure we put the vacant properties back on the tax roll. I want to thank you residents for always being present and adamant of us doing something about the vacant property, and this is my steps to moving forward. My next steps will be to do different things. I'm not going to mention them right now, but we will mention them next week, and I will use the attorneys to do so. The purpose of this was to save the village money, and we didn't have to pay $5,000 like for an attorney to go out the properties, or they would charge us $5,000 per house to go and get the house and make sure it's clear, meaning the title's clear of back taxes, mechanical liens, things of that nature. So now we have to start all over again. We missed this opportunity, and it will go up for vote through Cook County. Is it November 8th, Velato, or was November 5th for the Board of Commissioners?
I believe it's the 8th.
The 8th, okay. So Dolton will not be included in that, correct? Because we didn't vote on the ordinance, correct?
Damn.
That's correct. No.
Damn. So they literally making sure that Dolton miss out on shit. And they know exactly the consequences of them not showing up and not voting, missing the deadline. The trustees knows the exact consequence, and they don't care because it doesn't fall on them. It falls on the mayor. Oh, mayor, we wasn't able to get these vacant lots, mayor, on your administration. We wasn't able to get this. On your administration, we lost this. On your administration, we didn't get this. And it'd be like, during my administration, my trustees made sure I couldn't do shit. During my administration, my trustees kept my hands tied behind my back. Remember when Obama was president and everything he tried to do, everything that had to deal with bipartisan votes, the Republicans would shoot it the fuck down just because it's him? Remember that? You remember how we didn't like that shit? But they was doing it because they was like, man, fuck you. If that's what you trying to get something done, nigga. If we don't pass it, it's gonna fall on you that it wasn't done. So what did they do? They kept not passing shit. They kept not passing shit. Then we watched the Republicans do that to the Democrats because Obama was president. We watching these trustees do that to Tiffany because they don't want her in the office. So if it was not okay for when the Republicans do it to the motherfucking Democrats because we like Obama, then should it be okay for them niggas to do it to Tiffany because they don't want her in the office? No, it's not okay. It's not okay to sabotage her just because you don't want her there. So that's what, look at Donald Trump people. It had some people that was working for Obama when Donald Trump came in, and they had to keep the position, and they tried to sabotage him. It's not right to sabotage the nigga just because you don't want him in there. It's right to let him fuck up on his own so he can get up out of there. But that's not what they do. These people play politics. They played politics just like how the Republicans played politics with Obama, and we ain't like that shit when they did that.
We need an ordinance adopted for this purpose.
To go after the vacant property, right?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. So I want to thank everybody for their time. I want to keep it short. Just that
shout out to Wayman Smith. There's no reason to sabotage somebody who didn't do the thing that you're trying to stop them from doing yet. Unless you can see the future, or unless you are just super biased. If it hasn't happened yet, you can't punish somebody for the fucking crime if it ain't happened yet. What's this, nigga? Future crimes? What you niggas is time cops? Well, because she's a criminal, so I expect her to do this. So I'm not. Hi, nigga. What criminal charges she had that let you say she's a? No problem, sir. Just make sure when you call me names, just make sure you look back at yourself. That you are talking about people seeing the future and punish you for a crime that you ain't commit yet, because that's the world you live in. Great. So you can call me names and shit because you live in that kind of world. Thank you. No problem. Sure.
everybody saw my vision and the things that I tried to accomplish as it relates to the vacant property. And then for the last time, all I'm saying to everybody, y'all gotta bridge the gap somewhere, somehow. We can't keep doing the back and forth, and we have to get on one page. Just as Trustee Holmes stated, we have to learn how to work together and see things out. We can't keep having our emotions or feelings in anything, and it won't work out for the people. I vowed and I've spoken and talked to several different trustees about this meeting, so everyone knew about it. And I've also texted trustees about this meeting. Everyone also received the email about this meeting, so everyone knew. So it's a shame that people won't do what they got elected to do, which is show up to a board meeting and take care of the business at hand, which is
did they not get elected to show up to these meetings to take care of the business? Yes. Did they show up to the meetings to take care of the business? No. Is the meeting legit? Was it done with all the things that's supposed to be done? I didn't hear nobody complaining about it. Wasn't. When Tiffany could bring up the lawyer to explain how certain meetings that the trustees try to do wasn't valid. Even the courts and the judge and the jury dismiss a lot of stuff that the trustees did because it wasn't valid. Even the courts. How much people follow the courts? Okay. It is what it is.
To talk about this ordinance. If anybody chose a different way to go, you could have stood here and said, we don't want to go this route or whatever you wanted to do, and we should have came up with a plan instead of doing nothing. Nothing has gotten us in the situation we're in now. Of 8 years that I've been on the board, the property's just been vacant. Nothing has happened, nothing has changed. So my thing is to basically make sure.
Well, now we can understand why those things has been the same way for all those times, because a lot of those trustees was on that panel, was there for those times, and they wasn't trying to do shit.
We do something. So I haven't given up. This plan that I had did not go through because the Board of Trustees did not show up for this meeting here, as they should have been. And the last thing I keep forgetting about, the revenue that it would have brought into the village of Dolton. Number one, I keep saying the tax revenue, and then also would have got just it back up to par and a beautiful home on the block. Revenue was crucial. As you know, the village is constantly looking to increase the revenue stream, and that would have been one great way to increase it. And who would have thought, or let me rephrase, if you're a parent that lives in town and you had the opportunity to buy a single family home across the street, down the street, on the block for your child, I don't know no parent that would not say yes. Most parents want to see their kid in the same neighborhood that they're in. And I would have obliged to that because I'm a prodigy of that. My mom, my family live in Dalton, and I stayed in Dalton as well. I didn't leave and go to another community like most people do. So my thing was giving back to the community, letting the people buy first. You have to give it back to the people. You give it to the people, then it goes to investors if the people can't afford it or the people did not want that particular property. But my goal is always to give structure, to get home ownership and not constantly renters or investors. I want home ownership, and that's giving you the properties at dirt cheap so now that you can fix them up and your family can live next door to you or down the street from you. So thank you again. Anybody got anything to say before I close out the meeting? Okay, so thank you guys for your time. I appreciate those that took the time to get on. I'll see you next time.
Well, so this is where we are, right? Now, the next meeting, as you said, as you heard, she says she wasn't able to get anything done, and she, on October 31st, 10 days later, she calls another special meeting, another special board meeting. And this one is only 7 minutes long. So we got 2 meetings that the trustees refused to show up for. Mind you, the meetings is to take care of business. So when they don't show up, it only pushes things further down the line. It don't really make no determination. It postpones and delays stuff because those things still got to be brought back up. Now, this is October 31st, 10 days later. October 31st, they're having another meeting. Another special board meeting is called.
All right, we're going live in a few seconds.
Hold on. I just saw Miss Norwood in there. Hold on one second. I just saw Miss Norwood. So let's see how this goes. Since I just saw Miss Norwood in there. When a property is vacant, the owner or the bank just stopped paying taxes. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure stuff still accumulates on that property, even when it's vacant. I'm sure. I don't know. I'm not. Then again, I'm not sure. We would have to look into that.
All right, we're going live in a few seconds.
Let me call you when I get there. Okay.
All right, we're now live.
Only way you cannot call in is if you don't have a phone. The call-in number works with phones, or if you got some kind of tablet or something that can use a app that can call, you should be able to use because it's just a regular phone number, and if you ever used the phone before, definitely it works. If you just dial the number, if you dial the numbers in succession, you should hear a ringing afterwards, and then somebody might pick up. I don't see why.
All right. Good evening. Happy Halloween to everyone.
Good evening.
And
What the fuck?
I
I'm
would like-
sorry. Did this nigga just come in as Elvira because it's Halloween? Bruh. What the hell? Wait a minute. Did she just have on the goddamn Cruella DeVille? Oh, that's what it is. Cruella. I said Elvira. Cruella. Is she going to a Halloween party and decided, let me stop at this meeting before I go? Like, what the? Just Jay. Did she stop at this? Was she on her way to the Halloween party and said, oh, let me stop at the meeting before I get to the party? Because remember that wig she had on, that forever wig, the one that don't move no matter what she do? You know that wig she had on? You know that wig. The one she had on the whole time, she could shake her head, she could bend her head, she could do anything, and that shit won't move, nigga. That shit just, no matter what she do, that wig just dead. I've never seen nothing like it. Like she sprayed extra stiff stuff on that. That shit don't move. The bang don't move. The bang stay. I'm talking about every strand of hair on that wig doesn't move. So she took that off and put on the other one, the Elvira one. The Cruella one. Lord of mercy. Oh, hell no. Because it's Halloween?
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Would somebody look at this? I'm convinced she put this wig over the other wig. Listen, man. I'm thinking that right underneath this wig is the other wig that she wear every day. What y'all think? Y'all don't think that she got the other wig under this wig? God damn. It look like the same material. This gotta be plastic hair. Real hair don't look like this. She said she look good in it though? God damn. TP, you gonna get yourself in trouble in the chat. TP, you gonna get yourself in trouble in the chat, sir. Be careful with your comments. Careful with your comments. I can't say no stuff like that because then they're gonna say that everything I say means that I like her. So I can't even say nothing like what you just said. They're gonna mean that anytime I say something in her favor, that means I like her. So be careful. Be careful, TP.
2 seconds.
Let me call you when I get there. Okay.
All right, we're now live.
All right. Good evening. Happy Halloween to everyone.
Good evening.
And
Happy
before
Halloween.
the meeting, thank you. I would like everybody to know, all residents, if you're watching this, trick or treating is over. So if anyone coming to your door, please do not open your door. It is 7
He said that's prison, bae. Lord of mercy. Yo, y'all is something else. Leave me alone.
p.m. So for all that's watching, spread the word. Trick or treating is over. I would like to call to order the special board meeting for today, October 31st at 7 p.m. Clerk Key, can you call the roll?
Yes, it's 7:03 p.m. Trustee Holmes,
Aye.
Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
Trustee Steve,
Present.
Belcher sent me a text message. She won't be present. Trustee House
Present.
and Trustee Brown.
Present.
Hey, we got 5 out of 6. And shout out to. So all of them missed the deadline on purpose. They showed up to this one, but they missed the last one on purpose because it was a deadline.
We have a quorum.
October 31st. Thank you so much. So first on the agenda is, which is only one thing, guys, consideration and approval of an order pertaining to the amusement tax for the Village of Dolton, which is called the push tax ordinance. I'm gonna give the floor to Jimmy so we can be in and out. Jimmy, you have the floor. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Thank you.
Right, you're welcome.
Sorry, everyone. Happy Halloween. I am sorry that we are here on a Sunday night. On October 28th, the state legislature passed an amendment that would stop the village from passing a push tax on video gaming if it was not passed at the latest this evening. As stated, the push tax imposes a 1 penny tax collected on the video gaming operators and paid to the village on every push of a video game. It's somewhat self-explanatory. You push, a penny gets paid. It is collected by the video game operators.
What? What in the world? I ain't never hear no shit like this. Y'all hear this? A push tax. I'll probably be paying these taxes and don't even know. I'll probably be paying this shit and don't even know, nigga.
Not passed at the latest this evening. As stated, the push tax imposes a 1 penny tax collected on the video gaming operators and paid to the village on every push of a video game. It's somewhat self-explanatory.
Every push of a video game. What does that? When you say every push, so what if I'm playing a game like a fighting game? So you saying every time I push one of these buttons, a penny get paid? Not possible. Can't be that. Pick up. What's up? That can't be it. So I guess what? Every time I play one gambling sis, I don't know why they call it video game. Oh, it's the gambling thing. Bro, they had me thinking like Street Fighter and stuff. Like, wait a minute. Like, yo, my bad. Hey, thank you, TP. Because, bro, I was utterly confused. I was like, what? Shout out to... He did say video game. Shout out to TP. Thank you for that understanding, man.
They would stop the village from passing a push tax on video gaming if it was not passed at the latest this evening. As stated, the push tax imposes a 1 penny tax collected on the video gaming operators and paid to the village on every push of a video game. It's somewhat self-explanatory. You push, a penny gets paid. It is collected by the video game operators. This is in addition to all and any other taxes imposed by the village. The terminal operators collect the tax. It is collected monthly. The terminal operators were required to keep accurate books and records for this tax. And the village is specifically authorized to adopt additional rules and regulations to interpret, collect, and enforce this ordinance. But for the fact that the legislature put in a prohibiting clause that we could not pass anything after this evening, we wouldn't be here tonight. The legislature passed this on the 28th.
So look at that, right? The gambling deadline is the last day for the gambling deadline. The trustees showed up though. Ain't that funny? On a Sunday night, all the trustees made themselves available to make sure that they can have gambling in their goddamn city, but they made sure to not show up for the vacant lots. Ain't that funny? What's important to them? So they doing this emergency meeting on a Sunday night. On a Sunday night. Oh yeah, of course it's needed, but it ain't needed. This is what I'm saying. Like, it ain't needed to get those vacant lots, to own it for the revenue for the city. That ain't needed. Like, I don't understand how one thing is needed over the, like, this is crazy. This is crazy. So the city not being able to own them vacant lots and getting that income and all that, and not having to waste the money to find the owners every time for each vacant. That's not like, God damn, whatever money you're gonna be making off of this, you about to lose it in the vacant lots. Don't make no sense. Their priorities is what's fueling their priorities is not the people. Clearly. What is fueling the trustees' priorities is definitely not the people.
Legislator put in a prohibiting clause that we could not pass anything after this evening, we wouldn't be here tonight. The legislature passed this on the 28th, and it said if a municipality wants to pass and collect this tax in perpetuity, they have to do it by this evening. As such, we're here right now. We wanted to give you the opportunity to consider passing such a tax before the time frame expired. That's essentially it. I'm here to answer questions. I want to make clear one point of the ordinance, and I'll even call out the section. That section 3.5 on page 4 of 6 of the ordinance does allow promulgation of rules and regulations to enforce this. This was done in an expedited rate. Terry from my office and myself worked on it. Once we found out about it, we got it posted. But if there are additional rules or interpretations that need to be made, they can be done at a later date. The important thing is, if you want this tax, you need to pass it tonight. I do apologize about the condensed time frame.
All right, any questions from the board?
Mayor, briefly, if I could be recognized.
Sure, go ahead, trustee.
Just wanted to say, Attorney Vasselli, thank you for following this ordinance or this bill through. This is something the board did talk about maybe about a year ago, but due to the litigation that it was under, decided not to move forward with concerns of litigation. So thank you for following. I think it's a good thing, a good opportunity for the village to make revenue.
Thanks, trustee. Honestly, we're here to help, so we're happy we could help.
The vacant lots ain't a good opportunity to make revenue. So this is, but the vacant lots is not. See, this is what I'm saying. That type of stuff puzzles me. That kind of stuff puzzles me. Lord of mercy. Because I'm like, wait, so you telling me that this is a good opportunity, but the vacant lots was not a good opportunity? Like, what am I missing? What did I not get from that? I might be missing something, but it don't. Shit.
All right, anyone else? Okay.
Mayor.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just
Trustee, you're in it. You sound like a robot, trustee.
You're in the matrix, trustee.
Trustee, you're going in and out. Trustee Norwood.
Mr. Fair Play.
Yeah.
Okay. We lost Trustee Norwood. Anyone else? Trustee Norwood.
Okay, yes. Okay, go ahead.
You went in and out. Trustee.
Okay, no worries. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Is there a motion? Can I have a motion?
I motion to approve the ordinance.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
There was motioned by Trustee House, seconded by who second?
Who's second?
Brown. Trustee Brown.
Makes sense, Mr. Fair Play. It makes sense.
Can you call the roll?
Sure.
It makes sense. What you said makes sense.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustees? Okay, got you. Trustee Steve?
Aye.
Trustee House?
Aye.
And Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thanks, everyone. That's all I have for this evening. Happy Halloween, sincerely.
Yes, and thank you to everyone. Thank you, Board of Trustees, for showing up for the special meeting to bring extra revenue to the village. I'm excited to know that we will be getting 1 cent per push for the gambling machines that we have in town. So thank you for all the support. Next on the agenda is citizens address. Is there any questions, Ontario? Waiting on you, Ontario. Okay, hearing no questions.
No questions, please. No questions.
Okay, hearing no questions. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I motion.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee Holmes, second by trustee House. Can you call the roll, clerky?
Trustee Holmes,
Aye.
trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Steve,
Aye.
trustee House,
Aye.
trustee Brown.
Aye.
Okay, meeting adjourned at 7:09 p.m.
All right, thank you guys. Enjoy your Halloween.
Good night, everybody.
Everybody. Thank
All
you.
right, good night.
Good night.
All right, good night. Good night, everyone.
All right. So what we're seeing is the trustees. They very particular, and they grandstand. So we got the trustees not showing up whenever they feel like they don't want to do something and sabotage something, and they show up when they feel like, okay, well, this I need to do. So it's like you're supposed to show up for all of them because it's the business. It's your job. They let personal issues determine whether or not they're going to do their job, and that should disqualify them from their positions. That's my opinion. Like that's how I look at it. Now, here we go. The very next day, they have a regular board meeting. It's about an hour, 15 minutes long. We probably won't be here that long because I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Well, but let's get through this meeting and see how it went. Let's see what how it goes.
Madam Mayor, we are live.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm thinking everyone's here. I'm trying to see. Looks like 1, 2, 3. Okay, good evening, everyone. Board of Trustees, department heads, and Dolton residents. We're waiting on one person. I see trustee Steve, trustee Belcher. Is trustee House on? Right now, trustee House, trustee Norwood. I don't see any of you.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Is it me, or is one of her eyebrows too far over to the middle? Do y'all notice that this eyebrow over here is way closer to the nose bridge? Do y'all notice? I mean, listen, I notice little stupid shit like that. This eyebrow right here is closer than the other one. Y'all notice that? It threw me off because her face looks sideways or something. Like why one eyebrow is closer to the middle than the other eyebrow? I'm silly like that. I notice little stupid shit like that. Little stupid shit like that I notice, and I'll be like, "Do y'all see that? Y'all notice that one eyebrow is further than the other one?" Yeah. I'm stupid. Don't pay me no mind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Let's continue.
You have to wait 1 second till we have a quorum. I'm missing trustee Brown. So I only see 2 trustees.
I ain't gonna lie, it's bothering me. I ain't gonna lie, it's fucking bothering me. It's bothering me. Bro, one of the eyebrows is damn near in the middle of the forehead. And one of them is further, like, it's bothering me. Because as I see her, it looked like her face is shifted. It looked like one side of her face is shifted because that eyebrow is all the way over here. I can't focus on when shit like this is. I can't focus, y'all. Her eyebrow is fucked up. She didn't measure it properly. She didn't get the symmetry right, man, and it's fucking me up. It's messing up my concentration. But I'm gonna try to get over that.
Yeah, Mayor, they're for some reason they're struggling. They're trying to get in. I think they may have the wrong link.
Okay. Ontario, if you could send them another link. Okay. And residents, if you're watching, I want to just give you some information. If you're watching this and you want to communicate with everyone, please go to communications@vodalton.org. Again, communications@vodalton.org.
Yo, that eyebrow don't bother y'all? It don't bother y'all? Only me? Okay. All right, fine.
For any questions that you would like addressed. And I'm just waiting on several trustees to log on. Once they log on, we will move forward. And I hope everyone had a happy and safe Halloween. It was cold, but it was a nice turnout the other day. Residents was really happy to have a safe environment to actually come and let their little ones run around. I had fun. I dressed my daughter as 101 Dalmatians, and I was Cruella, so it was kind of cool. And I saw a lot of kids, a lot of people.
All right, she definitely was Cruella, y'all. She definitely was Cruella.
It was Wonder Woman. So I really was thrilled with all the costumes and everyone that came out. So thank you, residents, for coming out. It just showed me y'all needed something to do, with somewhere to go besides door to door. We had a dance contest, we had a costume contest, we played red light, green light. It was a lot of fun. It was really, really, really entertaining. Waiting on, who am I missing now? Let's see. See, Trustee Norwood, Trustee House.
I just realized she put back on the same wig. Look, and it's perfect, just like how it was all before. It's right back in exact position. The wig be right where it's supposed to be, don't it? I'm telling you, she could do anything. She could shake her head. She can do that. It's not even shaking. It don't move. It move with her. It's like it don't, you know how like when you move one way, your hair might move the other way? Not her hair. She moved this way, the hair moved that way. She moved this way, the hair moved that way. The hair goes wherever she go. The hair, that is some stiff hair right there.
Now see, wait on Trustee Brown and Trustee Holmes. Two, we go.
Did you see him? Did you see him though? Wasting time. Come on, man. Hold on, let me fast forward.
Roll, please. Stream on YouTube, logged on. All right, so I see that the entire board has now logged on, so we will start our board meeting. Today, I would like to call to order the regular scheduled Board of Trustees via Zoom, live stream on YouTube, Monday, November 1st, 2021. The time now is 6:39. If you can't call the roll, please. You're on mute, clerk.
Trustee Holmes?
Here.
Trustee Norwood?
Present.
Trustee Steve? Trustee
Present.
Got you. Trustee Belcher?
Here.
Trustee House?
Here.
And Trustee Brown?
Present.
We have a quorum.
All right, thank you. Now we do pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of
the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Okay, all right, next we will start with prayer. Would you like to leave us in prayer, Trustee Brown?
Heavenly Father, please look on Dolton as we have our scheduled board meeting. I pray, God, that it all goes in for the good of the residents. I ask these things in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Next, before I go on to the general announcement, I want to announce again, if anyone like any questions answered, please send all questions for citizens address to communications@vo.org. Again, it is communications@vo.org. Thank you. Next, we have general announcement. Do anyone have any general announcements?
Yes, may I be recognized, Mayor?
Sure, go ahead, Trustee.
Good evening, everyone. I want to start out by saying, the trustees have Tea with the Trustees coming up, which is the first of second weekend of every month. It's the first. It's going to be out at the Lester Long Center. You will be getting an email, and you'll see the flyer as an update, the topic and what we choose to discuss. Second thing, I want to make it very clear. I want to make a statement that Dolton has been in the news a lot for this last, month or so. But I want to make it clear on behalf of myself that we are definitely, this last hire, we took the power. I don't want to say take the powers. It was only hire can be done with advice and consent of the board. Anything that was hired before that was not on us. So this latest hire that was all in the media that we all seen, that is this administration they're doing. So I want to separate us from that because that's not our decision.
Wow. God damn. God damn. Talk about taking some shots. So here goes Steve starting off early, letting the people know that the mayor and her administration just hired somebody, and it had nothing to do with them, and they ain't got nothing to do with that. That's her. So don't think that like, bruh, what we doing? But okay.
Second thing, we have a concern about the village administrator was only supposed to be here 6 months, up in November 17th. I don't think it's been added to the website. I don't know if there's any applications, anybody interviewed, but we all discussed, and just 5 of the trustees agreed that we want to go in a different route with this village administrator. So I just want to let y'all, I want to let the residents know, the people who watch this, and that's where the board of trustees and myself, and with Steve, that's where we stand at. Thank you. That's all I want to say.
All right, thank you. Anyone else?
Speaking for the whole trustees. He loved to speak for them. Instead of just for himself, he be speaking for everybody. They need to stop that. Speak for you. Let them speak for them. And that's it.
Have any general announcements? Okay, moving on, citizens address. Terry, are there any comments for citizens address? Any questions? All right.
No comments in the email.
All right, thank you. Next, we have the village's clerk report. Clerk Key, you have the floor.
Sure. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for everyone present at this meeting, the residents, staff, administrators, and elected officials. I just have one item that I would like to present tonight, and I would like the trustees to vote on an email consensus to move forward with the resume of the new deputy clerk. This position has been posted since August of this year after interviewing several people and made a selection. And I'm hoping that this person can work this week, which was her scheduled work day. It's been 3 weeks, and I'm just asking for the board to approve this hire. I've submitted a copy of her resume to each of you. Clearly, she's qualified for this position. Thank you.
All right. Next, we have the village administrator's report. Dorothy Brown, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you so very much. I want to say that this is my next to the last village administrator report. I have agreed with the mayor to give her 1 extra month as I committed to be here through the end of November at a minimum. I gave her 1 extra month so that I can get on with my life that I had planned when I retired. But it's been wonderful working with all of you wonderful trustees.
Okay, so she's not going to be here. She's retiring. Okay.
I was hoping to be able to help vet, use my 20 years of hiring and managing executives to help vet the next village administrator, and I still hope to be able to do that. What I want to do is leave this village in a great place. I've been keeping folders of all of the different things that I've been doing so that I'll be able to transition properly to the next person. I'm very proud of the revenue generating ideas that I have either brought to the table or helped to bring into fruition. This month has been a very, very busy month and very productive. I want to thank my administrative assistant, Medina Neely, because she continues to stay late with me. She stayed until 11:30 p.m. on last Wednesday so that we could get the report out, the agenda, and pack it out to the board as I promised. The Wednesday before the board meeting, we would get it out. So when the board receives the email at 11:30 p.m., it's because we're still here at the village getting that out, working hard for you. And so I am committed to excellence. That's what I operate at, a level of excellence, and that's what I'm going to continue to operate on.
Listen, I believe that she operates on a level of excellence. When I hear her speak and give her detailed breakdown of the things that she has noticed from doing her research and doing her job, it's evident that she does her job. And I would hope that whoever replaces her is as diligent as she is, because everything that she has stated was for the betterment of that village. So I think she would be definitely are greatly a great loss if they can't get somebody that's as good or her as she is or better to replace her, because she was on a lot of stuff that was slacking, and if somebody else ain't like she is, a lot of things gonna start slacking all over again, because she was on it, man. She was on it.
Until the last day that I am here, that's what you will get from me. I want to thank Chief Collins, because whenever I'm here late by myself, and that's probably pretty much every night, or if Medina was with me, he when I feel uncomfortable, he will send a police officer over to escort me, to watch me until I get to my car. So I want to thank Chief Collins for doing that and just being there for me. I am proud to announce that the Secretary of State actually approved our updated vehicle sticker request. And after this board meeting, and we approve their payment, which is $500 for the entire list, we will be able to get the new list of vehicle stickers. So anyone who has not paid to date, or who was not on the list, because as I reported in the past, we had not had a vehicle sticker updated list since 2013. So no prior village administrator had ever stopped to think to request an updated vehicle sticker list. So we were sending out to an old list. So I'm proud of that. The amnesty program flyer is ready to go as soon as that's approved. We also created the water bill payment form, and I met with the water department head as well as our IT person, and we have talked through how that entire process will go for people to be able to sign up and get their amnesty starting on right after this board meeting when the board approves that. I met with the Cook County team, the Department of Transportation and Highway, on the CREATE project, which is the water main relocation project. And that's about $370,000, where we will be relocating the water main for around the railroad tracks for the $19 million project that the county is leading on behalf of Dolton and all the surrounding neighborhoods to straighten out the railroad tracks. I met with the Cook County team also on the grade separation study that needs to be had related to the $2 million grant. We have a $2 million study grant to get the overpass at 138th and Cottage Grove. I have a meeting with the village engineer every other week. I set that up back in July because I wanted to get a handle on all of the various projects and grants and make sure that we're bringing them to fruition. And so after I met with him, I started reaching out to these various agencies and finding out where these things stand. And we have been able to get them back on track and back started. Cook County will be on at the COW to explain both the CREATE project of $19 million and the $2 million study that needs to be done for the $42 million project related to the overpass at 138th and Cottage Grove. I met with Janice Johnson and Chris Marabali, and they have both been working on the water meter project, and Ron from the village engineers is also doing the application portion that the village engineers had to do. And we should be able to get the application related to the digital meters to the Illinois Department of Environmental Protection, the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency, during the month of November.
Mike Trevino, Solstice.
I was happy to submit the grant and receive the grant based upon my proposal for the Light Up Dolton project with Commonwealth Edison. They actually approved my proposal for holiday lighting for Dolton, and we will be actually doing that on having a program related to that on December 4th. Dolton was one of only a total of 10 municipalities out of 400 that actually they selected our application for that particular grant. So that's very exciting. I was able to put back on track the implementation of the civic system. And I'm happy to report that Derek Blocker, the IT person who has been working very hard to ensure that the civic systems, accounting system is in place. And of course, Chris Marabali, they've both been working very hard. All the staff have actually been trained. And the warrant list that actually came out this month was from the new civic system. And there are a few additional modules that have to be put in place, but it's going very well. We open discussions with the attorney. I have met with the attorney and the Fraternal Order Police Patrolman, of course, the Chief Collins as well. We've opened negotiations for the Fraternal Order Police Patrolman's contract. We've had a few negotiating sessions with them. We've had one negotiating session with the FOP for lieutenants and sergeants, and we've had one negotiating session for ASME. But I've also had a negotiating session with ASME related to the time that public works employees were laid off, and they needed to be. And we're negotiating during arbitration, the arbitrator said they need to be compensated. So my goal is to ensure that the next village administrator has a great roadmap to follow. I want Dolton to be what Dolton can be. It's a jewel, and I want Dolton to be what Dolton can be. So we want to do everything that we can, and we will do everything that we can to ensure that Dolton will be the jewel that's right outside of Chicago that it can be. So Mayor, those are one other thing I want to say. I met with Ron and the individuals, the firm that was actually hired to do the street resurfacing that was approved by the board this summer. And they committed that they will actually get all of those streets resurfaced before Thanksgiving. So that's very exciting news for the Village of Dolton. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Village Administrator. Next, we have the engineer's report, Ron Smith.
Good evening, Mayor, Trustee, Madam Clerk, and residents from the Village of Dolton. I would just reiterate a couple of items that the Village Administrator had spoke about. The CREATE project, which is the grade separation from 142nd to 138th and Cottage Grove. That's a $2 million phase 1 environmental study. Also, the CREATE WA11 project, and that is the relocation of the existing 16-inch water main. That is a $300,000 project, which will be funded by the county, the Federal Highway Authority, CDOT, and also NDOT. We're also are full steam ahead on the IEPA water meter replacement project that the Village Administrator had spoke about. Also, we have a CDBG $220,000 grant that we received. At the next meeting, you will be receiving a subrecipient agreement that has to be passed by the board, which authorizes the mayor and the clerk to sign off on that. We'll be receiving that funding next year, and that is to resurface various roadways throughout the village. Also, there is a new initiative for a lead service line replacement project in the tune of $4 million, which is no cost to the residents of the village to replace all the lead service lines in the village. Also, we have a $137,000 quiet zone study that came through a grant that was applied for through the Investment Cook. And what that does, that eliminates the quiet zones within those grade separations. So basically, you will not be hearing the horns blare through the 5 separate at grade crossings throughout the village. So we are working on that as well. Also, the mayor has been a staunch supporter of a resident water bill assistance program, which is sponsored by CETA, which gives low-income households the availability for water assistance, where they'll pay up to $900 a one-time fee for residents, income-based only, to eliminate and erase $900 of the water and sewer bills that are outstanding for residents and also for renters and homeowners throughout the village. Right now, we are doing the engineering for the alley resurfacing project, and we're going to submit the plans and the specifications and bid documents to the Illinois Department of Transportation, because we're doing that through MFT funding for approval. And like the village administrator said, we are currently embarking on a over $700,000 project, which we are resurfacing various roadways throughout the village as part of the Rebuild Illinois grant. And we will also be doing that project again next year, because the village is receiving funding quarterly for the Rebuild Illinois grant to resurface various roadways throughout the village. So we're embarking on a huge endeavor throughout the village with regards to infrastructure, water, and also infrastructure projects. And at this time, I will entertain any comments or questions that the trustees may have at this point.
This is Trustee Brown. I have a question. You say that we are working on the water bill assistance from CETA. Are we in the process of working on it?
The grant just came out. Right now, we are completing the paperwork, which will help in assistance of income-based residents to wipe out $900 of their water and sewer bill for income-based only residents. So that grant just came out, and we're putting all the documents together so we can get funding for that. And that funding comes directly to the village. And again, it's income-based only for residents, but that will definitely help shore up and help assist the residents in the village on outstanding water bills that they have. Only outstanding, not current or future.
Well, it definitely will help us generate some revenue, that's for sure, with the revenue being lost in the water department of uncollected bills. So this definitely will give us a helping hand if we are able to get that grant.
Any type of grant funding with regards to water, sanitary, storm sewer, and infrastructure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ron.
Next
we have committee reports. We're starting with police. Trustee Holmes.
Good evening, Mayor, administrators, elected officials, and also to the residents of the Village of Dolton. Please secure your automobile, not only in the Village of Dolton when you leave Dolton and go everywhere else, but in the village here, we have had numerous reports of citizens having items stolen from their vehicles. And this has been in the overnight hours. In almost every incident, the vehicle was not forcibly entered. The doors were left unlocked. Please secure your vehicle whenever and wherever you park, and do not leave valuables on your seats or inside your car. We also are looking into some of the package thefts. Package theft is still a big issue in many communities. Some items have been dropped off and thieves just come along and they sit there and they watch the trucks and they take them. Have your package delivered to your work if your employer allows it. Have your neighbors intercept the package for you. Arrange for your package to be picked up at the facility that they're delivered to, or either be home when your package arrives there. If and any time you see anyone just constantly standing on your block, call 911. Just report it. I mean, if they're there standing outside over an hour and you don't know them, please call 911. And also monitor the vehicles when you're leaving home early going to work. If at any time before you leave your home, you see it's wintertime and you see a vehicle out there constantly running and not leaving, not moving, you don't recognize that vehicle, call 911. Sometimes this may be a setup just for a robbery or a carjacking. And we ask that if you're warming up your vehicles because it's wintertime, have someone standing out there watching you while you go to your vehicle until you leave your home, and also returning to home when it's dark. That's the end of my report, Mayor.
All right, thank you, Trustee Holmes. Next, we have Melanie Fitness Center, Trustee Brown.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. We continue to still see a deficit at the fitness center. As of today's date, we have a deficit of $31,477. So we definitely have to come up with some kind of idea as to what we're going to do with the fitness center. I know we are near the end of the year. Hopefully we can come up with something by the beginning of the year to see what we're going to do with the fitness center. I did receive an email from a resident that they were interested in. I guess they've seen it. Seen it out there. But Floyd Mayweather is putting gyms all over the United States in different areas. So I did get a chance to get that email. I definitely will share it with everyone. We all can take a look at the trustees and mayor and see if that's something we might be interested in. But I definitely will be forwarding that email to everyone, and we can take a look at it. Mayor, did you have any updates as for the YMCA?
Sure. Nothing from the YMCA as of yet. The only update I do have is from the Park District. I met with Cleo Jones and also Kevin Bowens last week. Both of them are interested in taking it and putting it under the park. Right now, they're doing a feasibility study as relates to how much it's going to cost them. I gave them all the financials, and they're supposed to put a proposal together and get back to the board as it relates to if they're going to take it over or not. So now we're just waiting for their board to agree on taking it over. And it'll stay in the community, but
absolutely,
one that's actually like really moving on it. So.
Okay, thanks. And that'll be the end of the report for the fitness center. Thank you. Up here.
Thank you, Trustee. Next, we have Public Works, Trustee Steves. Trustee Steves, are you there?
Good evening, everyone. I'm here. I get an update on Public Works. We had a Public Works committee meeting, I think this past week. Public Works should be, they should be happy campers right now. We pretty much fulfilled almost everything, and we exceeded what they asked for. Everything they asked for, they're pretty much getting. We spent $510,000 on new equipment. We have a new front loader. We about to purchase a new a sucker truck. The numbers are up to union standards. So they have, pretty much, I think everything they've asked for, and they're still pushing, and pretty much we're gonna pass some more stuff tonight. So Public Works is in a good condition. They're in condition to get the things done. We've actually, we equipped them for everything that they need over the years. They always complained about not having enough equipment, not enough men. So we're up to union standards, and we have, new equipment over there. So I look forward to some good things coming from Public Works. Stacey Corral's doing a great job over there. And so we're going to continue to move forward and be on the lookout for my next committee meeting to discuss getting ready for the wintertime. That's in my report.
All right, thank you, Trustee. Next, we have Fire, Trustee Belcher.
Good evening, everyone. We had a fire meeting last week, fire committee meeting. We discussed going over and we'll have it on tonight's old business for the removal of the mold. And also we talked about the promotions. Our next meeting will be November 23rd. We're just trying to make sure that we can possibly get Fire Station 2 open hopefully by the new year. That's the end of my report.
All right, thank you, Trustee. Next, we have you, Trustee Norwood.
Good evening, everyone. I would just like to thank all the residents and all the children who joined our pumpkin decorating contest on the Saturday before last. So I'd like to thank all the parents for bringing them out. I'm having a youth committee meeting on Thursday, 11/18 this month. And Mayor, that is the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee. Next, we have Finance, Trustee House.
Thank you, Mayor. If I can, prior to finance, I have one question. I've gotten some text messages from residents saying that they were unable to send comments in on the chat. Has that been disabled or?
No, I announced in the beginning of the meeting, they could send their questions to communications@vo.org. So all questions are through email.
Okay, and
yep.
As a result of that, the chat was disabled. Am I understanding that right?
I'm not sure of that part. I'm not a technical person. I just know that the new way is communications@vo.org. So they can make questions too.
Thank you. For the Finance Committee, we did have our Finance Committee meeting last week, Wednesday, because at the end of the note,
they disabled the chat? Really? Interesting. So, okay, if they wanted to send their comments and you said send their questions to wherever you tell them to send their questions to, do you still need to disable the chat so they can't comment? I don't see the point of that.
months of November and December, the last Wednesday of the month comes dangerously close, and sometimes will match with Christmas. And in the month of November, it comes close to Thanksgiving. So we will not have a Finance Committee meeting this month. I will speak with our committee members on having one the first week of December to cover information. And then back into January, we will resume our normal schedule. So at our next committee of the whole meeting, I will announce the finance committee meeting date. That concludes my report. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Next, we have department reports. Police Chief Collins.
Thank you, Mayor. Madam Clerk, trustees, department heads, and village residents. I want to provide an update on one of the agenda items that I said I was going to have to do some research on. That would be for the stop sign project at 142nd and Manor. According to Union Pacific, we are able to move the rough crossing sign wherever we want. They were of the belief that we didn't need the sign anymore since they had upgraded that crossing a while ago. So we can remove it or we can move it altogether. So the stop sign, if it's approved, it can go. This morning, there were numerous reports in the news about violence during the Halloween weekend, quite frankly, across the country. But I am happy to report that there was no violence in the village of Dolton. We are not on that list. No one was shot, no life was lost. So it was a successful Halloween weekend. One subject that I would really like to mention that cannot wait for a community policing meeting is carjackings. Carjackings are taking place throughout the city of Chicago and throughout the suburbs. It doesn't matter what suburb that you live in. These carjackings are taking place everywhere. So one of the things that you can, or some of the things that you can do to prevent yourself of the likelihood of becoming a victim is be completely aware of your surroundings. Pay close attention to people around you and anyone that's approaching you. And anytime you stop your vehicle, take just a moment to scan a parking lot or scan a gas station to see who's around, what vehicles may be around. And that's before you get out of your vehicle. And if it just doesn't feel right, it probably isn't right. You should leave that area very quickly. Also, whenever you stop your vehicle, leave yourself an escape route. Never park so close to an object or to another vehicle that you cannot drive away quickly if you need to. Leave yourself a way to get out. Some carjackers do work in teams. It's not just the lone subject. They work in teams of 2, 3, or 4, and some of them use another car. So be very aware of cars that may be following you or cars that pull up quickly on you or just seem to just be creeping. It's probably some nefarious activity that's about to happen. So you may want to get out of the area or you may want to call the police if you feel really strongly that something is about to happen. There is a task force that has been developed, multi-agency task force that does include the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Illinois State Police that deals with these carjackings. And our officers, the vehicles taken in these carjackings, our officers do encounter these vehicles sometimes on a daily basis. So be very, very careful out there not to become a victim. Mayor, that is the end of my report.
All right, thank you, Chief. Next, we have Fire Chief McCain.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Madam Clerk, trustees, and residents of the Village of Dolton, as well as my fellow department heads. October was a successful fire prevention month. We were out there in the community at the events with the mayor. We were able to pass out some smoke detectors, and we still have more to give out. So I appreciate those opportunities getting out with the public and making everyone aware. Through the course of the calendar year, January 1st through October 31st, we responded to 4,531 emergency incidents, 2,857 which were EMS, 1,357 were fire or hazmat or rescue, motor vehicle accident responses, 317 still need to be coded, and we're at approximately 15 emergency responses average per day. I'm excited further on in the agenda as far as getting a mold removal out of Station 2 and getting that back open up and operational, serve our community, as well as formalizing and the promotions for fire lieutenant, fire engineer on a date that's available for you, Mayor. So we'll have to get together and get that taken care of. If there's no other questions, that would complete my report.
All right, thank you, Chief. Next, we have Public Works, Tracy Corral.
Good evening, everyone. Public Works productivity report for October 2021. Public Works has been making tremendous progress in cleaning up the village. There's a lot more improvement to be done. For the month of October, we have trimmed 14 trees, cut down 14 large trees, completed 4 B-box repairs, repaired 1 water main break, installed 20 stop signs, 2 no parking signs, 2 handicap signs. We've also completed the removal of the wood chip pile located at 142nd and Park, repaired numerous potholes throughout the village, performed 3 emergency turn-offs. We are also still working with me to make the light repairs to our poles and wiring infrastructure. We have completed restoration on 8 properties, cut the grass and weed whacked 13 properties, 9 vacant properties, and 5 vacant lots. We have completed numerous pickups throughout the village as it relates to fly dumping. Public Works mechanics have performed 8 jobs to the fire department vehicles, 1 job to the housing department vehicles, 5 jobs to the police department vehicles, and 10 jobs to the Public Works vehicles, along with miscellaneous jobs that have come to the shop. As a reminder, please put your garbage out the night before your pickup day. The last day for yard waste pickup is November 30th. Please make sure that you are cutting your bushes and branches 3 to 4 feet sections and tied into bundles. Mayor, that completes my report.
All right, thank you. Next, we're gonna go to Code Enforcement, Brian Thigpen. Brian, you got the floor. Unmute yourself.
I'm sorry about that. Good evening, Mayor, trustees, residents. Code enforcement report for the month. There were 107 grass and weeds tickets issued. There were 237 debris tickets issued. There were 27 warnings given out for rental property violations, 24 citations issued for illegal tree trimming and bushes being torn up, and there were 27 property maintenance safety violations. That completes my report. Can I go ahead and do the interim housing manager's report while I have the floor?
Yeah, please.
Okay, interim housing manager Cheryl Collins, there were 38 sales for a total of $78,000, 20 rental applications applied for a total of $4,000, 16 quit claim deeds for a total of $2,480, with a grand total of $84,400. That completes both reports.
All right, does that complete your report?
Yes, that's both reports.
Okay, thank you. Next we have Water Department, William Moore. I think he just got in. Mr. Moore, are you in? Okay, can you let him in, Ontario? I know William's trying to get in. So I'll just go to Building Departments. Shamisa? Shamisa, you have the floor.
Okay. Hello, everybody. For the building department, we did 90 building permits, 20 plumbing permits, 25 electrical permits, 34 homeowner permits.
Michael Tristano.
We issued 26 contractor licenses, 9 business licenses. We received 11 water meter payments, 4 motor fuel tax payments, and liquor tax payments for a total of $88,932. And that concludes my report.
Okay,
Thanks.
you're welcome. Thank you. We're going to move forward. We was waiting on Mr. Moore to get in, so we'll just go to corporate bills. Next on the agenda, Trustee House, corporate bills.
May I be recognized?
Sure.
I got a question. The comments that's being disabled. You said that they've been disabled for a reason.
I just stated the way to communicate with us is via email. The email address is communications@vodalton.org.
Well, the residents have been used to this since we've been in COVID, and y'all didn't announce that y'all would disable the comments. That's not that's a technical thing that the person has to be told to do that. So for the record, you should disable, at least let the residents know this meeting, we're not going to accept comments this meeting, but send your stuff into the communications email. But to disable the comments without letting nobody know is completely wrong.
I agree with Steve's. Y'all wildin'. It's one thing if you're not gonna if you want them to put their questions in the email, but to disable the comments is not cool. It's not cool. It's definitely not cool. And it is confrontation. I agree.
I haven't done anything wrong for the record. I've stated this at several board meetings going forward. I've stated this again in the beginning of this meeting that send your comments, send your questions, communications@vodalton.org. Last meeting, we read questions that was emailed to us into the record if you guys want to go back and check it. So we're going to move on. We're not going to argue over that.
Nah, but specifically disabling the comments, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you should announce that because I'm sure people will have some, pushback on that.
If anybody has a question or comment, communications@vo.org. No, communications@vodalton.org. Moving on.
May I be recognized real quick?
We want to move forward. So
I'm asking, can I be recognized, Mayor? I have a question.
No, not right now. We want to move forward with the corporate bills. So let's go.
So are you?
She's denying her to be recognized? I don't know if that's cool. I mean, she is annoyed about being confronted about the disabling the comments, but disabling the comments, that's unnecessary. Like, because people want to type. I mean, that will make people feel away.
You're not going to answer my question, Mayor?
No. We're going to move forward to the next thing, which is corporate bills. Trustee.
That's not cool, and that creates animosity because she don't even know what the question is about. She don't know. She's automatically treating it as if Norwood question is based on something that Steve said or based on what Steve is saying, but she doesn't know. She doesn't know. Like, what if it's a question about something else that's important? Like, you won't even give her the opportunity to be recognized. So you're not even gonna let her ask a question. No. That's that bullshit. Is that bullshit, Tiffany? She on some bullshit right here, man. That's not cool. It's not cool.
Now you have the floor. Okay.
Well, Mayor, I think if the board wants to ask a question, I would prefer that we ask it. So I would rather either we suspend the rules so that they can ask the question. I would prefer that.
If you guys will have to suspend the rules, we're not going to argue and debate every board meeting.
Well,
it's not an arguing debate. You about to turn it into that right now. Right here, she about to turn it into that, bro. She got upset that Steve's, confronted her about this stuff. And okay, but right now you're being irrational. And it's gonna create a problem. Like she's creating an argument right now. Everything was all right. The disabling comment stuff definitely rubbed people the wrong way, and I understand their frustrations with it. I definitely understand it. But she's not. She's being irrational, bro.
We're here to take care of business. Wait 1 minute, trustee. We're here to take care of business, and that's what we're going to do. We're not going to argue over every little thing, every board meeting.
There is no argument. You're making it seem like they want to argue, and you don't even know what her question is. And you're dismissing her, and House feels that's not right. Like we all right, what can we do to make her be able to ask her question at least? Do we have to suspend the rules or something? Like, I get what House is saying, because this is ridiculous. She wilding right now. She's wilding right now. She wilding.
Every board meeting. We're here to take care of business. Wait 1 minute, trustee. We're here to take care of business, and that's what we're going to do. We're not going to argue over every little thing, every board meeting. Other than that, we'll be at a meeting all night. So what I'm stating is, let's keep going so we can get through our agenda, which is simple, is what I'm saying. All we're doing is going back and forth. I already spoke to the question, which is how do the board and how do residents communicate? That's through the email.
That's Steve's issue. Norwood wants to raise a question and you don't know what it is, and you treating it as like she's treating it like if Norwood asked the question already and she's trying to move on and Norwood want to ask a question about it. You didn't even give her the opportunity. You didn't even give her the opportunity, and you're being unfair. Like, yo, it's crazy. She's wilding.
So, Mayor.
No, he needs to suspend whatever y'all gonna do.
I would say, Mayor, it seems to me at this point, the back and forth, the trustee hadn't even asked a question. So it gives me the feeling that we're not allowed to ask a question or it's perceived as an argument. So just to follow your directive, I motion that we suspend the rules so that Trustee Norwood can ask her question.
I'm with Steve. I'm with House on this 100%, man. 120%. I'm with House on this one. She's wilding right now. She's bugging out right now. Who is she? She wilding. Who she think she is? I agree with everything he just said. Like, at this point now you playing yourself. Because she didn't even get to ask her question, and then you trying to say it like she creating a back and forth. Like, you lying. You're making that up. You're actually instigating the situation and turning it into something that it wasn't. And I agree with it. It's crazy, man.
It gives me the feeling that we're
No, he needs to suspend whatever y'all gonna do.
I would say, Mayor, it seems to me at this point, the back and forth, the trustee hadn't even asked a question. So it gives me the feeling that we're not allowed to ask a question or it's perceived as an argument. So just to follow your directive, I motion that we suspend the rules so that Trustee Norwood can ask her question.
Okay, and then for the record to you, trustee House, and I make a statement if I'm saying that we're gonna move forward, that's my stance. It's not to go back and forth with anyone. My stance is to run the board meeting. So my stance is not to sit here and get off record track to go over other things that's not related to what we're discussing, which is the agenda. But go ahead, your motion is accepted. Is there a second?
A second.
I don't even want to hear what she got to say. She full of shit. I don't even want to hear what she got to say. She full of shit. Like, bro, you didn't even hear her question. You don't know what it was about. You assumed you know what it was about. And you treating her a certain way based on your assumption. No. And what House just said, yeah, like you don't want people to talk. That's my stance. Nah, that's not. Well, shit. Listen, it is what it is.
Okay, I'll call the roll call key.
Okay, Trustee Steve?
Aye.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee House?
Aye.
This is a motion.
All right, go ahead.
Mayor, I was just simply asking because I have residents contacting me and they were just wondering. So my question to you was, moving forward, are you saying to the residents that the chat will continue to be discontinued and that they will no longer be able to comment, but they'll have to email the questions prior to the meeting for citizens address?
Well, turns out it was a question about it. Hey.
Bruh.
Hey, turns out she was gonna ask a question about the very same thing. However, her question is valid. At this point, You never mentioned that you was going to disable comments. Them entering their questions on and through email has nothing to do with people commenting in the chat and communicating with each other or giving their opinions of what they're hearing. That you never said you was going to stop that, and I'm sure the residents definitely would have concerns about that. However, she did want to move on, and that was a question. It was a question. I was saying that, it possibly could have been a different question, which was possible, but go figure. She was going to ask a question based on the same goddamn thing. But her question is valid, but I don't know if when she wanted to move on from that same line of questioning, if it was necessary to bring that up right now. But the question is valid. I got to acknowledge the question is valid.
Are you changing citizen's address?
I already answered that, so my answer still stands for the record. Whatever I just said previously.
Nah, you didn't answer it, and that's another thing. You didn't answer that because specifically she asked you, the very first thing she said was, moving forward, is it going to be to where the comments are disabled? That you need to address. You see, and this is what they should do. They should stop saying a lot of stuff. They should say one or two things at a time, because the mayor just picked certain things that she said and addressed that and didn't address other stuff. So, but she has that opportunity because you said so much. How about you just point out? So, Mayor, are you saying that moving forward, the comments will be disabled from now on? Just to get a direct answer from her. You know what I mean? Because some of the other stuff she said the mayor did answer already, and she get to say, "Oh, well, I answered that already." Yeah, but did you answer the part about, is the comments going to be disabled from now on? Because disabling of the comments is something different.
Questions prior to the meeting for citizen's address? Are you changing citizen's address?
I already answered that, so.
Are you changing citizen's address? You know what I mean? She changed the question. By the time she got to the end of the question, Norwood done changed the question. So you're not going to you give her the opportunity to not answer the real question and answer that silly question that had already been answered, which, are you changing citizen's address? She stated that a couple times. You asked that part for no reason and gave her the opportunity to dismiss the first part, which was the real question. Are you going to be disabling the comments from now on? That's the real question.
My answer still stands for the record. Whatever I just said previously still gets answered.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. I just want the residents to know.
problem.
Thank you, I appreciate
I already
it.
answered that. Any other questions? Any other questions? All right, let's go back to the board meeting.
No, sir, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Okay, so next, moving forward to.
We're still.
Oh, man. Here goes Steve's. Now, Steve's, as you can see, initially, he's the one, he's being confrontational. He's the one that made the mayor attitude change. He about to push it. He about to push it some more. So most likely, she about to get even more irritated.
Suspension
you got one more? Go ahead.
No, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Okay, so next, moving forward to.
We're still in suspension.
You got one more? Go ahead, clear.
Yes. Yes. It's not about what I got. You can't just steamroll everything, man. You can't do that. You got to be respectful of what we're saying. You realize in COVID, we've been on Zoom for the last year or 2 years. Then when you got one, you don't.
Are you taking this opportunity to lecture her now? Go ahead. Go ahead, Steve. Take this opportunity to lecture her now.
We're still in suspension.
You got one more? Go ahead, clear.
Yes. Yes. It's not about what I got. You can't just steamroll everything, man. You can't do that. You got to be respectful of what we're saying. You realize in COVID, we've been on Zoom for the last year or 2 years. Then when you got one, you don't take answers. You don't answer no questions that's in the address. Some people text me and say, I sent my question, still haven't get an answer. And then now you disable the comments, no announcement. And then, okay, so I'm disabling, that's what we're going to do. You got to communicate better with the board and with the residents. It's the wrong way to do it. You just can't steamroll whatever. You just can't bully your way through this stuff. You still have a board that you got to communicate. The way you're doing it is all wrong. It's all wrong. So I understand you're going to disable the comments, but you never announced that. Nobody knows that. And they've been used to the comments for the last year, 2 years. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable.
For the record again.
He didn't have a question. He took that opportunity to not have a question. He took that opportunity to lecture her what is that going to do? She's going to respond. Well, she's going to want to correct what she think is incorrect. And the very back and forth that she said she didn't want, she's going to get. She's going to get exactly what she asked for, but they all like this shit. They all petty as hell.
I understand you want to disable the comments, but you never announced that. Nobody knows that. And they've been used to.
And he's right. Everything he just said, he's right. But still, he's absolutely right in what he said, though. It's a time and a place. Yeah, time and place.
It comes from last year, 2 years. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable.
For the record, again, for the 18th time, my comment still stands. Go to communications, communications@co.dalton.org if you have any questions or comments. And if you guys go back to the previous meetings, this is the way we did it. No one's bullying anyone. I call all of you. I've said that several times. No one returns my calls. So stop it. Tell the truth, trustees. I reach out to you. You do not respond to me. So that's where we are. We're not going to hold up a meeting to go back and forth over things that we're not doing. I've called all of y'all. So stop with the grandstand. So let's go back to the business of the agenda, which that's what we're here to do, which is the corporate business.
Can I
Anybody made a statement for the record? Statement noted.
Can I be recognized?
You can make your statement. Go ahead, trustee.
Is the attorney on here? Because I want to ask, is this legal for Open Meetings Act that the citizens don't have a voice? So I just want the attorney to speak.
Well, it's an issue now. It's officially an issue. The disabled comments is officially on the agenda now, even though it's not on the agenda. And their concern is very valid. But is this the place to do it right now? Is this the time to do it right now? After a certain point of making it known, what are we doing? All right, she changed it. It is she should have made it known that she's going to disable the comments. That's where she at now. I do agree with y'all about the text, but we do understand that the questions have been answered. Now it's time to lecture. Now it's time to lecture. Now it's time to have the back and forth, and now it's time to do all the stuff that. It's on the agenda now. Fuck it.
Okay, the citizens do have a voice, so y'all can stop saying that.
Okay, I just asked for the attorney, Mayor.
Okay, you have your own attorney. So.
I don't care which attorney answer. I just want the attorney, any attorney on here that they all municipal law to answer the question.
Okay. Any attorney? Okay. Next, anybody else have a question? Any other question?
The attorney is about to speak.
Oh, you responding? Okay, go ahead.
Hold on, wait a minute. She said, any attorney? Okay, next. Like, yo, you see, their energy is based on her energy right now. They are concerned about what she did, and it is a valid concern. But her energy after what Steve said made them want to challenge her even more, and that's what she's getting. That's what she's getting. I mean, the whole approach to the situation, she shouldn't have. She should have dealt with it differently. Steve should not have been so confrontational. They all have their faults, man.
Trustee, I'm not going to give a legal opinion to the board in public. I will give a confidential legal opinion analyzing the Open Meetings Act and answering your question.
Okay, thank you so much. I made a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Yep, I second it.
Okay, well, just for the record, you guys got to learn to get out your feelings because you still got to take care of the business at hand. So
you see, this is where it goes wrong with them. They so spiteful that they willing to abandon the business. As if comments being disabled affects the business. You feel me? Now, because they're so mad at how she's dealing with this, they're refusing to do any more work today. And things got to get done because it's a government. This is unacceptable. This is the part about the trustees that I hate the most. I can't stand it. Because your personal feelings should not get in the way of the business. Now, comments being disabled does not stop the business. We got to get the corporate bills. We got to get, you know what I mean? People got to get paid. Work got to be done. What you mean? Adjourn the meeting without finishing the work? Like they really not treating it like it's work. They really not. These is thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars that got to be decided on that they like, man, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I don't like how you talking to me. I don't like how you handle this. I'm leaving. What we doing? This is government, bro. This is government. I agree with how y'all feel, but you still got to do the work. And this is where they get disqualified from their position with me.
Yep, I'll second it.
Okay, well, just for the record, you guys got to learn to get out your feelings because you still got to take care of the business at hand. So with that being said, that means, hold on, pause. That means that the residents suffer because you guys want to be petty. All right. Relates to you don't get your way about me stating that this is the way it's going to be done. That has nothing to do with giving the services that's needed to the community and voting like it's supposed.
And this is where the mayor gets back my favor, because I'll be like, you see, at the end of the day, what's important to her is the business. With all the fuck shit and her unprofessionalness and her ratchetness, you know what she takes care of more than anything? The business. Y'all abandon the business. Y'all get mad and abandon the business. She get mad and she argue and she's unprofessional, but she still focus on the business, and y'all will abandon the business because y'all in y'all feelings. That's where she get above y'all all the time. They will abandon the business. Every time they will abandon the business and leave the job incomplete because they mad at her. Unprofessional. This is unacceptable. And that's where the mayor wins every time with them. Because no matter how much she's in her feelings, she still takes care of the business. She still be focused on the business.
To do. You guys get paid to come here and do the will of the people, not to argue and bicker with Mayor Henyard. So by you guys adjourning, that means that all the things that all these department heads placed on the agenda is not going to do. And you are really disrespectful, Trustee Boucher, just so you know. So you have to grow up, please.
That's messed up. What she just said, everything that needs to be done can't get done now because you mad. This is government. Black people running government, making us look like this in the world. You think who gonna think we qualified to run something? It's a little village. Look what they doing. Look how they handling it. They handling it like how we handle it in school and in high school and in the schoolyard and in the lunchroom and in the classroom. Like, look how they handling it. They not handling it like it's government. And ultimately, after all the bickering and stuff, only Tiffany be wanting to still get back to the business. The rest of them be like, man, I'm still mad. They be pouting, arms folded. I ain't showing up. I'm still mad about last week. Like, what? Yo, we got to do the work still. Like, I know you don't like me. I don't like you neither. But, bro, this our job. We still got to do the job. Man, I ain't coming to work, man. I don't want to see you. I don't want to look at you, so I ain't showing up to work. Because you don't want to look at me, you're not going to come do the job. You that mad.
All the things that all these department heads placed on the agenda is not going to do. And you are really disrespectful, Trustee Boucher, just so you know. So you have to grow up, please. So with that being said, if you guys would like to adjourn the meeting, by all means, go right ahead. That means that a lot of important things that we truly need will not get accomplished because you guys want to adjourn the meeting. So was there a motion, Clerk Key, so we can move forward?
So was this motion by Belcher and second by Norwood?
I'm asking you, I don't know.
No, I'm asking them.
Is our attorney on?
Yes, there was a motion by Belcher and a second by Norwood. So adjourn this meeting.
Okay, so let me do the roll call.
Please, thank you so much.
Trustee Steve?
No, I don't want to adjourn this meeting.
Okay. Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Holmes? Trustee Holmes?
No.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee House?
I had a question before this one. Do we have a date that we were going to adjourn it to? I think we should adjourn it until Thursday or somewhere because we do want to make sure the bills get paid. But I'm in favor. I believe the residents should have a voice. Was there a date proposed for the?
They already sent out a special meeting for Wednesday, so we can have it at the special meeting. I don't care. But at this point, since legal counsel cannot provide us the answers we need, I think that we need to have conversations with attorneys.
Yeah, I'm asking that you do not adjourn the meeting so we can get through this and vote on the bills and all the other things that you guys said you agreed.
Because that really don't got nothing to do with government right now. the comment section and people disabling comments is really not a necessity because they can actually disable the comments. It's just that it's not something that they're used to. But if they really want to enact that change, they can. So we can't. Let's not let that stop government that would proceed whether or not there was a Zoom. You feel me? Whether or not YouTube existed, this government still gotta go. These things still gotta happen. So to make YouTube and Zoom and that type of stuff, the comment section, seem like it can stop government is crazy. It's crazy. Not necessary. Like this can be handled. This is something like as soon as this meeting is over, they can go take all the necessary steps to get the, you know what I mean? But this don't stop the bills from getting paid. This you can't use that to do it, man. And sometimes it's like if they find a reason, they'll use it to not take care of the business. And it's like, damn, bro. And ultimately, I feel it's because they're not gonna be the ones that gets blamed for bills not being paid and deficits and debt accumulating, because they don't pay the bills. The mayor wants the bills paid. If they don't pay the bills, the debts keep going up, and then who gets blamed? It's gonna be the mayor ultimately. No matter who done it, she's gonna get accused of it. So I think ultimately they don't care because she's gonna get blamed. This doesn't look like government to me, but how government is supposed to be ran, this shouldn't occur. A lot of things shouldn't occur, but these things shouldn't get pushed further, especially now to think that some comments being disabled is going to stop you from taking care of the bills. That shouldn't be it. The comments being disabled should definitely be addressed however they can address it, but that don't mean you got to stop working today. That don't mean you got to walk off the job today. You understand? Like, they about to walk off the job.
Conversations with attorneys.
So, Trustee House, I'm asking that you do not adjourn the meeting so we can get through this and vote on the bills and all the other things that you guys said you agreed to. And
Hold on, I'm sorry. Shout out to James Dix. It is what it is. Make sure I ain't miss nobody. Jamie Jules. Shout out to y'all. Let me see. Just saw the name. Mama on a mission, son, God playing. Shout out to you.
Conversations with attorneys.
so, Trustee House, I'm asking that you do not adjourn the meeting so we can get through this and vote on the bills and all the other things that you guys said you agreed to, and we can move forward. As it relates to communications with the board and with residents, we do talk to them through email. Last meeting, we had this conversation. Last meeting, I stated the same thing I'm stating now, which is go to communications@vodalton.org. People sent the emails in. We read them into record. So what's any different from today's meeting? It's the same thing.
It's not
So
the
for
same
us
thing.
not to have a
It's not
meeting,
the
it doesn't
same
make
thing.
sense.
It's not the same thing, Mayor. It's not the same thing. People not being able to comment in the comment section is not the same as people entering questions for you guys to answer. It's not the same. It's completely not the same. And maybe she doesn't understand how it works. Maybe she think that every comment in the comment section is supposed to be read is what they be reading. But no, he filters. The guy who reads the comment filters through the comments and looks specifically for questions pertaining to that, and he answers and he reads those. That's his job. So unless she doesn't understand what his job is, then there's no reason to disable the comments. You know what I mean? So I understand what Steve and them is saying. Maybe she doesn't understand. Black Pearl, what's going on? Maybe she doesn't understand, but I definitely understand what the trustees are saying. How Belchard is willing to handle it. How Steve's approached it. I disagree. The only person here that approached it the most professional way was House. When House addressed it like a professional. And the rest of them did not display any of that, not even Tiffany. House is the only one that addressed this situation like a professional.
People sent the emails in. We read them into record. So what's any different from today's meeting? It's the same thing.
It's not
So
the
for
same
us
thing.
not to have a meeting, it doesn't make sense.
Is there a plan? And I would say this, I think maybe if this is going kind of difficult, obviously for in-person meetings, I think that would alleviate a lot of this.
Well, we're working on that. I'm working on that currently as well, because right now we're remodeling Village Hall. So that is coming too.
Trustee,
this is not the same thing. They have never disabled comments in the last 2 years.
The last meeting, the last meeting, I did the same setup. The last meeting, go back and look at it. They sent it through email. I'm not making that up. So now when we get here,
she's not understanding. All right, I see what's going on here. She's not understanding. She's not understanding because the last meeting they didn't disable the comments. She's not understanding. I think that she's thinking that the comments that they're referring to is like, because when it was brought up to her the first time, she says, "I'm not a tech person. I don't know about that." When House brought it to her that the comments are disabled, she said, "I'm not a tech person. I don't know about that." So she's arguing to the point of the questions being entered for them to answer. She's really, I don't think she's grasping that they're talking about people not just being able to just freely type in the chat. I don't think she's grasping that. The more she talk and the more she responds to them, I'm starting to realize she's not grasping that is just people being able to freely type in the chat is what's being stopped. I don't think she's grasping that.
let's see, the last meeting, I did the same setup. The last meeting, go back and look at it. They sent it through email. I'm not making that up. So now when we get here, how's any different? I just did it the last meeting. And like I said, if everyone's paying attention or had any comments or questions, all y'all can call me. I say that every meeting. No one calls me. Then we get here, we grandstand. And then we don't want to take care of
She don't understand. She don't understand.
The business for the people, that's not right.
Mayor, we work for the people, Mayor. We work for the people, and all I'm saying is we should be able to let them
they
speak,
can't go on
Mayor.
a
Let them have a voice.
back and forth and argue and bicker.
Just let them have a voice, Mayor.
Not to put on
Just
the
let
show.
them have a voice, Mayor. That's all.
They
Just
have
let
a
them have a
voice.
voice.
They have a voice. They have a voice. No one took their voice away. The way they communicate now is through email instead of going back and forth on the chat. So how did I not give them a voice?
Instead of going back and forth or in the chat, like, see, now she's addressing them being able to type in the chat. Like, I'm not sure if she understands or not anymore.
Communicate with us, Mayor.
Hold on. And if you look at the last meeting, I read the same thing I'm stating to you right now in the record. And we read the questions in the record.
Man, this is the first time I've ever heard the chat.
This is not the first time.
Okay, on this one, I do want to get the legal opinion on Open Meetings Act prior to proceeding. I do have some concerns about that. I suggest Thursday because we don't have enough time to put up the proper agenda as the rescheduled date, and that would allow for the attorney to give the legal opinion, so that way hopefully we can move forward. My vote is aye on adjourning until Thursday.
Okay, Clerk Key, what's on my plate? Okay, we'll probably have to do Friday. You want to do Friday?
I'm available. I'm okay with Friday as well.
Okay, set it for Friday.
I'm available Friday.
Okay, so how many votes is that, Clerk Key? Where we at? Clerk Key? You on mute? You on mute, Clerk Key? Unmute yourself.
Sorry about that. We have 4 ayes and 2 nays.
You broke
So that
up.
means the motion passed.
I know. How many was it?
4 yes and 2 noes.
Okay. All right. Everyone, if you want to exit, you can. I'm still going to give my mayor's report. Presidents can hear from their mayor on what I've been up to. So if anybody want to exit, y'all can exit now. Thank you. So from the mayor, you guys, we had an awesome weekend full of great.
Honestly, the only people that lost here today is the people. The village lost today. And I would have to say it's no fault of the mayors that the village lost today. The trustees made an issue that wasn't enough to stop the business. They made an issue that wasn't enough to stop the business. And this is why they constantly are in deficit. Things are not getting paid. When things like this happen, the numbers go up as far as your debt. Interest rates go up as far as late payments. What is a 2% interest rate on like $10,000 or something like that? Like, this is money that gets accumulated because they don't want to pay the bills, and bills be hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. Now we got late fees. Now we got interest rates. They don't care because the number's gonna fall on the mayor. So it is what it is, right? But we see what it is. This stops the business. It's not the mayor trying to stop the business. The mayor might be unprofessional, but she's still a businesswoman and she definitely treats it as a business. They don't. They treat this very personal and very political.
Apologize for the Board of Trustees not taking care of the business at hand this evening. We had several things going on. I'll start with, I was going to give them some kudos because we did have a special board meeting this Sunday, and it started at 7 p.m. And of course, it was Halloween. So we did pass the push tax ordinance on gambling machines. So what that means, residents, is anybody that pushes the button to gamble, we will get 1 cent. So that's revenue to the village. So I'm very proud of that. And I'm thankful that everyone did show up, except Trustee Belcher, she did not show up. But everyone else did show up to give their support to bring the revenue here to the village. So thank you, everyone that participated and took time out of their busy schedule to do so. And by me being a single mom, I did the same thing. You heard kids and everybody in the background. So thank you for that. Next, I'll give a special thanks to all those that attended and helped us raise awareness on Saturday, October 23rd for the breast cancer and domestic violence walk. That was awesome. We went down silly and shut it down as always. And we marched to the Unity Bridge. Yes, the Unity Bridge. And we did a U-turn, came back up and ended up at Melly Fitness. I want to thank everybody that supported me, especially my fire department, my police department, of course, PW, Public Works, y'all are awesome. You'll always show up and show out. And I want to thank the lovely residents that showed up and told their stories. Just so you're aware, a lot of people suffer from cancer and the people don't really check. I told the story of how my mom found her lump in her breast, and I try to encourage other women to make sure you do your self-examination. A lot of people don't do the self-examination, and ladies, yeah, I'm gonna do it right here, but you raise your arm up and you push on your breast and you find the lump or check for lumps. That's how my mama found hers. And of course I was scared to touch it. She's like, Tiffany, come check my breast. And I just was so nervous to check it, but she actually had a lump. She found it, it was removed, and I still have my mom to this day for her doing her own breast examination. So women, check yourself, and men, check yourself as well. A lot of people don't believe that they can get cancer. I wanna give a special shout out to a good friend of mine, State Rep Marcus Evans. He also had breast cancer and he is a survivor as well. So men and women, go to the doctor and make sure you do screenings all the time. Next, I wanna give a special thanks to all the employers that came out to the job fair this past Saturday, October 30th. It was at Thornridge High School. When I say a lot of people showed up, I was shocked in the numbers alone that so many people would show up. When I say people that has issues such as dealing with backgrounds, I was so grateful for the employers that actually gave them opportunity to do on-the-spot interviews, that actually hired them in their company and said that it's okay if you make a mistake and you're willing to fix your life, we're going to help you and give you the resources you need to succeed by employing you with our company. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Much kudos to those that's actually giving second chances to those in need. What else I got? Next, we had a Halloween trunk or treat yesterday. I told you it was a busy weekend yesterday. It was October 31st here at Village Hall. And again, residents, I knew y'all needed somewhere to go and bring your babies. And I knew you needed a safe environment. And that's exactly what I provided. A safe environment for you to bring your kids all dressed up in their lovely costumes. We had, what was it, Corvette Club? They was out here. They had candy in their trunks. They had also games and different things they played with the kids. I did a dance contest, a best costume contest, and also red light, green light, red light, green light. And then after that, I said yellow light. Nobody knew what yellow meant, but it was kind of cool. It was too cute. The kids was really sweet and happy. Got tons of candy. I feel bad for the parents though, but the dentists in town would be happy because there'd be a lot of cavities. So that was really great. And I want to thank you to my awesome team, because without them, I wouldn't be as successful as I am. So thank y'all for coming out on a Sunday, even though y'all brought y'all kids too. But it was really cool, guys. So again, stay tuned for all the things that we do offer and that we do bring to this wonderful village. Next, I have several events planned for November. You guys know I'm a busy bee. I've always been like that as a trustee for 8 years, and I'll continue to be like that as your mayor. My third quarterly virtual town hall meeting will be Wednesday, November 17th. I'm also doing a turkey giveaway on Saturday, November 20th. A holiday cook-off competition, but that'll be for the employees. That will be at Village Hall, where we're looking for another location now. So if y'all can cook some good pot roast, some mac and cheese, some yams, y'all need to show them skills to all my staff. And then I will be having a senior Thanksgiving dinner on Tuesday, November 23rd. Time and location to be announced. As I announced before, the Village of Dolton won the $2,500 Conwell Edison Powering the Holidays Grant Competition. That was really cool. So stay tuned for that. The tree lighting will be Saturday, December 4th. The time and location will also be announced. We are having a holiday decoration competition for the homes in Dolton. So Dolton, please show up and show out. I don't want to go to another town to show my baby Christmas lights. So please decorate your homes if you can afford it, of course. But if you got old lights from back in the day, decorate your homes. And we will be judging Sunday, December 12th through Friday, December 17th. And the winners of first place, second place, and third place will be announced Saturday, December 18th. So get your decorations together so you can come and register a house with us if you would like to, but go to the website for more details. Can't say that one. I was going to talk about the amnesty program. That didn't happen. And that's one thing too, since I'm on there, I had something because I was going to commend everybody for moving forward. Amnesty program was something for you residents. And that's what I'm so bothered about with my Board of Trustees. when it's stuff for you, we got to learn to A, put our feelings to the side, and B, take care of the business at hand. Right now, everybody's in their feelings over nothing. And when I say nothing, because you can still communicate with us, which you done at the last board meeting, and we should have passed your amnesty program, which allows us to allow you to catch up with your water bill without no more penalties. So with that being said, that has not been approved today, and they would like to have another board meeting, which will be on Friday. We will post it, and hopefully they will approve the amnesty program for you. Ron Smith announced the CETA program, and that helps residents with water bill assistance. CETA has a low-income household water assistance program for residents. A customer can receive up to $900, a one-time payment towards a water bill or sewer, and either you could be an owner-occupied or a renter to apply. The village is currently now participating by filling out the paperwork. Once we get everything figured out, we will announce this, and this will also be on our village website. Next was the Block by Block program. I did initiate that. I initiated that as a trustee.
I agree with you, James. I agree with you.
And I initiated that again as mayor. The Board of Trustees did block that by not approving the no cash bid ordinances. So we do not have any homes to offer to any residents or investors. So a lot of people have been calling on that, but I just want you to know that we do not have any homes available. And that was a one-time thing, which is being voted on, I think it's November 4th or 6th at the county level. It was low-hanging fruit that we should have attacked and really went after, because it would have gave us the opportunity to go in and take a lump sum of properties at one time and offer it to you, the residents. But the board saw different. They didn't even show up to the meeting to address something as great as that. Some of my concerns that I have that's been going on is a lot of things have been in the media. The payroll data from the village has been shared with the media. The trustees get it to the news media for whatever reason. I just want you guys to know that. And then also our annual audit was due to the state October 31st, and we had to file an extension. Trustee House, who heads the finance committee, never requested that an audit be performed or an RFP be issued for a new auditor, but I had it on the committee of the whole agenda last month, and I was hoping that it would have got approved today so we can move forward. So I'm always crossing my T's, dotting my I's, making sure that we're not missing anything. Next, we received certification from the Illinois Secretary of State of our population. After the 2020 census, and our population has decreased. So I hate to report that. We are only at 21,426. We were at 23,153 in 2010 and 25,614 in 2000. This is almost a 10% decrease. So that means that we have to start attracting people to come to Dolton and keep people here in Dolton. The last thing that I want to announce that's really positive is I've been working on coming up with ways to help the residents to receive the $1.5 million that we received in American Rescue money and how it will be spent. My plan is to give it to the residents in the business district. For residents, I'm trying to either A, help pay your water bill or help you purchase a digital water meter during your hardship from the pandemic. And for the businesses, I would love to give grants as well due to the loss of your business during the pandemic. So those are the two outlets that I'm trying to do to make sure you have money to move forward. Last but not least, I believe in second chances. I have a program that I'm bringing to Dolton that supports second chances. Life is about trial and error. I'm a firm believer in a person can't change, and that it's up to us to make sure we implement change. So with that being said, that is the end of the mayor's report. I want to get all that good stuff out so you guys knew what was going on and what's to come. Stay tuned. You can either go and follow myself, Tiffany Henyard, on Facebook, or you can go to the Village of Dolton and follow us via Facebook. And then also you can always send us emails. And again, the email address is communications@vodolton.org if you have any questions, concerns, anything that we need to address. On agenda 2 was, I'm gonna say this, so I don't forget, regarding background checks. So I was implementing a program to make sure we had policy for background checks here in the Village of Dolton. Currently right now, we do not have a policy, and I was making sure that we did have that, so we don't have any issues moving forward. That was not able to be talked about, discussed, or either voted on this evening. So hopefully on Friday, the Board of Trustees do vote to implement a background check for anybody hired here in the Village of Dolton. And that will conclude my report. So if you need the mayor, please reach out. The village number is 708-849-4000. Again, 708-849-4000. Or you can send me a phone call at my phone number is 708-297-6859. That is my cell. Thank you again, everybody. And thank you, Trustee Holmes, for staying on. And thank you to the attorney and all the department heads that's on as well. So thank you so much. And sorry, residents, that we weren't able to get you what you needed and we weren't even able to pay our bills. So y'all should rethink what the Board of Trustees just did, because right now we have to learn to be bigger than what they implemented tonight. And right now we didn't showcase that because everyone's upset about something as relates to a chat box, something that is not needed, because all it is people throwing hatred around towards one another. Right now.
Well, it's not needed. I'll agree, but I ain't gonna say all it is this and all it is that. It's not needed. And the business should have definitely not been stopped because of that. But don't try to demonize the chat now because you don't like what they be saying about you. Don't do that now.
Now, me as your leader, I will always make sure we take care of the business at hand. You do not let your business handle you. You take care of your business. But right now, they allow things to be petty and minute as it relates to things going on in the village. And it said when board members are the ones that's initiating all the chaos that's going on here in Dolton, or calling the media out and all the issues y'all don't know. But you will hear me address all those things, because tonight I really wanted to pay the bills and take care of you, the residents, by passing ordinances and things that's truly needed for change in Dolton. But we can never get change if we always keep bucking at board meetings. And you guys told me when I ran for office and knocked on your door, Mayor, please stop with all the chaos. Please do not have it going on at your board meetings. And when people don't get their way, as you can see, what they do, they don't take care of you. They put you in the corner and they say, okay, well, we don't want to talk about it now. We have another board meeting. Everyone was here. We should have still took care of the business at hand and moved forward and talk about whatever they had an issue with later. But right now, no one wants to have structure. That's why our board is so chaotic and messed up now, because there's no structure to the board of trustees. Because if they don't get their way, as you can see, they run off. And you should never run. You should always stay and take care of what we are elected to do, which is show up and take care of your business, which is the residents, put ordinances together, do our jobs, and stop worrying about everything the mayor's doing, and stop attacking the mayor every chance.
I approve that message.
You get, because right now as trustees, you guys supposed to legislate. You guys supposed to sit here and make sure that you put ordinances together or go over other ordinances that we already have on the books and fix it. Yeah, take a drink on that. You have to fix it. So all I'm saying to you, and I'm getting off my soapbox, is basically board of trustees, you have to do better. I commend Trustee Holmes for always sticking with the residents and always doing what's right and always showing up to every single meeting, whether he's indifferent, whether he's for it or against it. He shows up and he voices his opinion, and that's how everyone should handle this situation. It's sad to say that we are not there. It's sad to say that everyone will always convert back to the old way. People say they won't change, but truly I don't feel my board of trustees want any change. As you can see, there's a lot of discord, and people do not respect the chair or respect that if I give a order that this is the route we're going, he's supposed to follow the suit, not sit here and cry, don't take care of paying your bills. Like, that's bad. And that's why a lot of people don't want to come to the door. That's why a lot of people do move out of the door, because we do not show unity among doing this too. And that's what's crazy, because they was on my ticket. It was at your door, just like I was. And basically we all stated that we would not bicker, we would not show discord in the public eye, and we would move forward and move as a unit. And we always called ourselves what? The dream team, right? And now your dream has faded. So I want to apologize to the residents for that, but I'm gonna always be the same old Tiff. And I always say Tiff from the block. For all of them that know me, I'm talking to my high school friends. I grew up in Dolton, and I do want to see it great. I have a 2-year-old daughter that I do want to grow up in Dolton, but I want to be that change that she needs to grow up in a safe environment. And by board members not voting for things to make change and make it positive so that all kids in Dolton can grow up in a safe environment is just sad. But one day we'll get there. And remember, election time is coming up. So for all those that's acting this way, just remember this, residents, and don't forget it. So thank you. I'm gonna end that. That's it. So good night, everybody.
Damn. That one was rough. That one was rough. The village doesn't deserve to have to pay for the disagreements between the mayor and the trustees. The village shouldn't be punished for that. The village should not have to be punished for that. And that is on the trustees. And we can point out a lot of unprofessionalism, ratchetness of the mayor, but ultimately the business still got to get taken care of. And these people do not put the business first. They put their issues above the people, while saying that they're doing it for the people, because right now they just adjourned the meeting in defense of the people. Isn't that interesting? That you just adjourned the meeting in defense of the people while punishing the people by adjourning the meeting. Interesting. You sure this is for the people? Clearly, it's not. But I do understand the trustees' concerns about the chat. However, it's not a government issue. It's not a government issue, and it should definitely not be used to stop government from governmenting. Anyway, Thank you guys. Thank you everyone. We gonna be here. What today's Friday, so I'll be here on Monday. So I'm gonna see you guys on Monday. We're gonna do the next meeting. Everybody have a good day, good evening, and thank you for joining the show. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, everyone. Have a good day. Oh.